Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce
Live from the Xfinity Den. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. It's on! Red October, baby. It is here. Phillies, Dodgers tomorrow night. Citizens Bank Park, 6 o'clock. Oh, it's going to be perfect. Twilight. Let's go, man. Let's go. It's on. I spent a lot of time over the last night, in fact, during the games, talking to people from L.A. and kind of getting the lay of the land. It's going to be an epic series. It's going to be great. That ballpark will be electric. It's funny. You know, my boy is A-Rod, right? So A-Rod, it loves it here. Loves it here. He's like, I hope the Phillies win so we can get there. The energy is unmatched. You know, it's cool. Like Yankee Stadium, right? Dodger Stadium the other night. Wrigley Field yesterday. Fans are into it. Like, it's great. But it's nothing like Citizens Bank Park and how we fan in Philadelphia. And that's going to be the key. It's going to be energy. You got to spike the adrenaline gland from the Dodgers. We know it. Went over yesterday. The recipe to win this series is to get to the bullpen as quick as possible. They got really good starters, all right? I mean, really good. You're starting with Ohtani tomorrow night. You're going to have to face Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow probably. So you're going to have to go and you're going to have to get into their pen. The most vulnerable position in the Dodgers, the mighty Dodgers. Now, they're going to have Will Smith, who's their catcher, who is a right-handed bat who mashes left-handed pitching, who's got some pop. He did not play in the division series. He will play in this one. I was talking to Bob Nightingale, our friend from USA Today, and he was talking about, he's definitely going. And that's going to be interesting because navigating their lineup. I love the fact that you got three lefties. I think you profile better against the Dodgers with the three lefties, throwing Sanchez and Luzardo and Ranger needs to be in Game 3 at Dodger Stadium. I don't want the Lizard on the road. I want the Lizard at home. And, having the lefties against Ohtani, against Freeman, and against Muncy, and even Edman, if he plays, it's key. Now, they can go right-handed bats. I mean, Kike is like Mr. October. He's nothing in regular season, and he just kind of wakes up in October. They got, okay right-handed bats, right? Like, Paget's good. I mentioned Will Smith, and Mookie Betts will be key because Mookie Betts seems to be coming alive. He had 3 doubles the other night. You can look, he's swinging the bat much better. He had an awful season, a slump-filled season. So it's going to be interesting how the Phils navigate and what they do, right? And I think so much of it has to do with the Phillies' bats. I think the pitching will keep them in it. I think the pitching they're not going to give up like the Reds got shelled in 2 games. They give up a 10 spot and an 8 spot. Phils aren't going to do that, right? The Phils pitching is good. They're not going to get blown up by the Dodger bats. It's going to be key, the Phillies, to get some offense going, right? Like we know, lived it. We've lived their struggles in Arizona. We lived it with the Mets. But, look, it's going to be up to them. And I think they're different. Look, Trey Turner's back. In fact, there was a big gathering last night at Trey Turner's house last night. How about this? Oh, the whole crew, the family was there. My boy Mike from Cosby's fed them.
Nice.
On a big party. Had a big party last night at Trey's house. Kind of just a good get-together. Everybody feeling good about the squad. Having Trey back is big at the top of the lineup. Your table setter. He's had a marvelous season. So it's huge having Trey Turner back in the lineup. Look, I think ultimately it's star-driven, and ultimately it's Bryce time. Bryce has had an okay season. I mean, nothing spectacular. Obviously Schwarber was the story of 2025, but it's going to be about Bryce, and I think I'm feeling two key Bryce moments. I'm feeling a late home run against the Dodgers pen, maybe off of Sasaki, who they want to go pitch in high leverage situations. I could see a Bryce bomb to win one. I see a nice Bryce double with a 111 velo off the bat, right? I could see something like that happen. A tracer down the line to drive into the game winner. Durantula comes back, closes it. Something along those lines. I think it's a Bryce Harper. It's big time. It's bright lights. It's Bryce time. Obviously, everybody else has to contribute. Bader will have a big play. I think the DNA of the Phillies is a lot different than it was last year. What heartens me about the Phillies, and I've been talking about Wheeler and how I'm upset about not having Wheeler, but they are better equipped this year than they were last year, even with Wheeler in the rotation. You have guys like Bader, I think, will contribute. I like the way they played down the stretch. They play tough. They play gritty ball. You're going to have to be gritty against the Dodgers. And with the bank, bedlam at the bank going on, with the Phillies dirt dog mentality, I think that could get them through the series. Good morning, VG.
What's up, brother?
It's business time.
Dude, I'm so stoked for this series.
Nice. I like that.
Thanks,
sharp.
man. It was a birthday gift from the Pagan.
Yeah, it's a fresh jacket, man.
Pagan did a nice job with that.
Good. I've been waiting for a little crisp air for it, but I'm ready to go, man. This is what we've been waiting for I don't know, second half of the season. You see these are two best teams in baseball. I kind of hate them. I think there's a little mutual
Dodger
kind of
blue. Yeah, I hate
there's
the
a
Dodger
mutual
blue.
a little nervousness because their manager's like, they're a good squad. Should be a fun series. We match up well with each other. I think we're ready to go, man.
It's an epic series. It's the best series of all of them right now. I mean, it's two great teams going at it. It's a shame it's just 5 games. But it's got everything. It's got all the drama. Mm-hmm. It's got everything that you want. Like great pitching, stars everywhere.
It should, like you said, it should.
There'll be Hollywood people around.
Yeah, there will.
Phillywood people around.
Yeah, Phillywood.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all going to – it should come down to the bullpen. Either team, the starting pitching is legit for both squads. They may have a slight edge with starting pitching, but Phillies is just right there with them.
Yes.
So it's going to come down to bullpens, and Dombrowski made the biggest move at the deadline, and
the Durantula.
See if it pays off.
Yeah, the Durantula having a legit closer, and I know he never pitched in this kind of environment, and I know he blew a couple saves in September. I'm not worried about the Durantula stuff is ridiculous.
I'm with you.
He's got great stuff. He just listen. I'm not afraid of Durantula coming in. If he's in, I feel good about him closing the game. And conversely, I don't know how you win with a bullpen as shaky as the Dodgers.
No, and listen, Sasaki looked great. He had a 5-run lead against the Reds. Come into Salisbury Park with a 1-run lead, a 2-run lead. Let's see that happen.
I agree.
Let's see it. And the
I
Phillies,
agree. I'm not looking at it through, I don't do that.
No, I know.
I don't look at it through Homer glasses. Obviously, I want the Phillies to win. And I am legitimately afraid of the Dodgers. But I think the Phillies can win. And I think it goes back to, we just talked about it, the big advantage in the bullpen. When you have that kind of advantage, because the games are going to be tight, the Dodgers need a cushion.
You're right.
Right? Like you saw it against the Reds. Now, they dominated the Reds, but they needed the cushion because things got tight and scary in both games. Even though there were blowouts, there were moments where the game could have changed on a dime.
Reds had the tying run on the on-deck circle. Yep. Absolutely. So the starting pitching for the Phils got to keep it close. And once they hit the dugout, or the bullpen, something clicks with this squad. Like, they've mashed. There's no one even close to them in slugging percentage or home runs in the 7th inning or later. They just mash bullpens all year.
All year.
And I think that's what it's all going to come down to.
And they're a clutch team. See, I think the one thing about baseball, because the moments, man, your heart is in your throat every pitch by pitch by pitch. And that's baseball. You got to have steel stones, right? Like, you need major marbles.
Yeah, you're on an island out there.
And I do think that this Phillies team has the marbles. I think they're a clutch team. I think they're a team that can win late innings. That's not going to be afraid. And I think it's going to be different than what we saw against Arizona, where they were grounding out the bats in the sawdust, right? Like. Yes. You know, they're a different team this year. I do sense that. So I would be extremely disappointed if they didn't advance. I have to tell you.
Well, I was on ESPN last night. They have that simulator they run.
Yeah.
They ran 10,000 times this series. And the difference, the Dodgers had an advantage 4 out of 10,000. They said you would need like 4 decimal points to get the advantage Dodgers. So it's a stone toss-up.
It is.
Compared, like, in the minds of the algorithms and computers. So we should be in for a good one.
And let's face it, the legacy of this team will be defined this October.
Yeah, I believe that.
Everybody, listen.
It's going to be major changes after this offseason, I think.
This group that has been a lot of fun. I love the group. I do. Schwarber. I'm a big Bryce guy. You know that.
Even Cassie. I mean, they brought baseball back. The last 4 years have been fun. Yes.
Who has been terrific. I think he's going to play a big role in this series. So you got JT. I love the group, man. I do. Either Bohm, Stott, Marsh. I mean, I love them. I like this group a lot. You're right. They brought baseball back. It was dormant. After the 08 to 11, 07 to 11 run. And this group is in our hearts, you know, dancing on my own from all the way back then, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to hear that this year.
No,
I'm good without hearing it.
I'm good on that song.
If they win it, you can play it in the locker room.
I don't want to hear it either. Not during the lead up and all that stuff. I was just bringing it up as the starter. Like, it started.
Yeah. It was fun. We had a blast with it.
During that run, and you know, they go against St. Louis, and, you know, here's a team that was dead, and they just woke up and they make a run all the way through the World Series against the Astros. It was awesome. And then we know Arizona and then the Mets. So here we go. This is your legacy time, boys.
100%. And I'm putting Big Farts Jones and other people in chat on notice. There's been a mention of a name of a reliever on this squad. Do not mention his name 2 more times or he may show up. He's been activated. He looks a little kooky when he's on the mound for the Phils, and he's been a disaster from Toronto. Do not utter his name.
Oh, not Little Dicky.
Yeah, Big Farts already brought his name up once.
Little Dicky.
Do not mention that guy again.
Oh.
No.
Hey, me and Andrew been working on a little chant to try and get in Shohei's head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so like Shohei, like,
What about Ippei?
No, how about this one? Giambora.
You want me to play the translation?
Yeah.
Giambura.
But we're gonna go Giambora. It means gambler.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Giambora. Really getting his head.
I love it. That's a great idea, man.
Giambura.
I love it. I think that's great.
We just all start saying gambler because as the show's resident Japan expert, since I'm the only one who's been to Tokyo, they are crazy about their honor and reputation. And that can get in his head. If you have 43,000 people chanting gambler at him.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Giambona.
Yeah, our accent's a little different, but we got to make it stretch out for that chant. So we go.
What's the, so is that the right way? Let me hear it again, the translation. Let me hear it. So
Gambura.
Gambula.
We can do Gambula.
Gambura.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to remember. It sounds just like
1. Gambula. I like it. I think it's a great idea, man. I mean, this is like the theater there's nothing like October ball anyway, right?
Right.
But now the theater is the Dodgers and Ohtani.
Yeah,
And like Ohtani on the mound in game one. It's like Babe Ruth being on the mound in game one that you're facing, man. Like, it doesn't get bigger than that.
No, man, this is it. Whoever paid for the contract of the playoffs got to be kicking the MLB people for this only being 5 games.
I know.
Kicking.
I know.
This is everything they want.
I know. Are
You're going to
you
have the
kidding
celebrities in LA. You're going to have the chaos and bedlam in Philadelphia. Man, it doesn't get any better than this with baseball.
Eddie Wright said Dan Baker needs to read the 1-800-GAMBLER message every Ohtani walk-up.
That'd be great.
Now batting for the Dodgers,
1-800-GAMBLER.
Shohei Ohtani. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambula.
Oh, that is absolutely fabulous. I love it, man. I love it. Red October starts right here in Philadelphia, man. This is going to be awesome. Ohtani at the plate. Oh, my God.
Let's see if
Now
Jimmy Stakes
betting.
is down with this.
Yeah. Nah, Jimmy's an old school seam head.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the seam heads are having covered baseball. I was a beat writer, and having covered baseball, like, they're very strict on the purity of the game. Mm-hmm. So much so, like, I was covering a horrible Mets team. It was a big break, right? So I was like, all right, I wanted to cover football. I was at the New York Post. I wanted to cover football, and I love baseball, but I hate the Mets. Like, if it was the Yankees, I would have did it gladly, right? But it was the Mets. So I'm like, all right, like, that was the job. Like, he said, if you want to start now, I was in the press box at Wrigley Field. Never forget, right? And there's a call for Anthony Gargano because it's pre-cell phone. So it's the editor at the Post, and he's like, listen, we want to offer you a job. But here's the deal. You want the Mets beat, in which case you're going to start Monday. And this was like Wednesday.
All right.
And it was the game. Tuffy Rhodes hit a home run, 3 home runs in the snow.
Tuffy Rhodes.
Yes. He says, you want that or you want the Giants beat? But the Giants beat doesn't start until end of July. Now, I was like...
San Fran.
But I was like, if I got to take the Mets beat because who knows what happens. Like, the Giant beat could go away, right? Mm. So I was like, the bird in the hand type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I took the Mets beat. So anyway, I'm covering this team, and it's the strike. The next year, well, actually, it was that year they had the players' strike and everything else, and they were awful. Like, they were a bad team. And the only thing that made it good was Dallas Green was the manager. And I loved Dallas. Like, we were buddies, and he would tell me stories about the 80 Phillies. And,
nice.
It was awesome. Like, I'd be on the road with him, and we'd be drinking bourbon, and he'd be telling me stories about the Phillies. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
And then as the went on, the Mets were awful, and they say to me, "Hey, listen, we're kind of wasting you on this beat. We want to make you we had just gotten a Sunday paper. We want to make you a feature writer. You're going to write these long features every Sunday and cover boxing. Like, there's a big fight. It was a Tyson fight." And I go, all right, like, I'm down, man. So I told everybody I was leaving the beat. And they were like, oh, we're sorry. Like, I got demoted. I'm like, I got paroled. I don't have to come to Shea Stadium anymore. And I get to go. I get to go to Vegas. What? Like, are you nuts? Like, I get to go sit with. I remember going to Indianapolis and sitting with Peyton, or actually going to Tennessee when he was at first, and spending a week with Peyton, and then going to Indy the next year, and then doing all these big stories. But the baseball guys thought I was being like castigated. Like, I was like, nah, man. Like, I'm getting paroled. I don't want to cover the Mets. I hate the Mets. I hated the Mets back then. Anyway, they're serious. So Jimmy's a serious dude, man. There's lots of guys. I cannot wait. I covered a bunch of many postseasons, and there's nothing like baseball. And there's nothing like baseball in October at Citizens Bank Park.
No, there
of
isn't.
All the places I've been at, and I've been at many World Series and NL ALCSs, the old Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, all these places. The bank, and I'm not saying it because, it's my home, but Citizens Bank Park is the best. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. All right, we got lots to get to. A lot of stuff to do today. All right, so we got EJ coming up because Eagles play the Broncos on Sunday. We got to get our football fixed. Jimmy Stakes will join us later in the hour. Then we got Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network, his usual hit. We have our Rothman doctors to take care of that. We also have the great Baldy, so that'll be fun. So we'll talk to Baldy. And then coming up in overtime, the skip, Charlie Manuel, right? Like, it's the beginning of the playoffs. We need Charlie. All right, got to have some Charlie flavor for the show. Let's take care of some business, shall we? What do we got there, my boy?
Well, let's talk about Shady Rays. Shady Rays, you gotta have sunglasses with you. You need to protect the eyes, and it just gives you a better view of the world. And Shady Rays is helping you out. And you could be like me. You've had that moment when you realize you left your favorite sunglasses somewhere. You spent a little bit of money on them. Maybe you left them at the beach or the roof of your car. Maybe a gas station on a road trip, and now you're 3 states away. I've been there. I lost a pair at a hotel in another country, and they're just gone. So
Japan?
No, this was Toronto.
All right.
Yeah, and then they're just gone. And then I'm a little hesitant about bringing my nice sunglasses out with me unless I'm in a controlled environment. But then I found Shady Rays, and it changed everything for me. These sunglasses, they're made for real life. They're seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and they're not stupidly expensive. And here's the crazy, totally nuts part. If you lose them or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new replacement pair. No guilt trip, nothing else but a replacement. So now I actually wear my sunglasses without fear. I take them to ball games. When I go hiking through the city, I got them. I go to concerts and mosh pits. If I'm on a boat, I'll bring them. If I go to another country, I always bring my sunglasses because Shady Rays is the eyewear. Well, they got your back. So we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use the code PHLY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. And try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 satisfied people.
All right, let's talk about Xfinity Sports. It's a big sports weekend, all right? It's a huge sports weekend between the Phillies, all the baseball playoffs, and the NFL and college football, right? It doesn't get bigger. Eagles-Broncos. You need Xfinity Sports for your home setup because you're going to want to be watching all kinds of sports this weekend if you're not down at the game. And you can't have any kind of VG setup.
You're coming over, right?
No, man. No. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. That's VG, right? Like, he's a huge fan. I know he is. But he also has been fan-fished. If you call yourself a football fan, you got to have Xfinity. You call yourself a sports fan, you got to have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can watch the best games, your favorite teams, all in one place. And the way you watch, next level. It's the perfect fan flex, right? You got all the action right in your living room. Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. 4K is ridiculous. You'll feel like you're at the bank. Like you'll hear it. You'll get the vibes. You can get, Saturday, we can have 4 games going at one time because why not? On top of that, you get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. The best seat in the house every time. So look, don't mess around today. Make sure you go get Xfinity. Learn more. Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. All right. Let's get our Eagles update. Good, clean bill of health, it appears. Let's find out with our man, E.J. Smith.
Plays guitar, PHLY, Eagles rock star. It's E.J. Smith. E.J. Smith.
There he is on the Xfinity guest line, our man, E.J. Smith. All right, brother. Good to see you. Lots to go over because it's a Red October kickoff party here. Before we get into Eagles, what's your prediction?
As much drama as has been going on in the Eagles locker room, I think that they're going to continue to do what they do, which is win games and not always be thrilled about it.
I was talking Phillies Dodgers before we get into Birds.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, bro.
You know how I am. I got my.
I know, but you're a sportsman. I need to see how you feel about Phillies Dodgers, and then we unpack the Birds.
I mean, listen. I'm going with the Phillies. Do I feel great about it? Not necessarily, but no, I feel like this is the year, you know, I mostly because it's like for me, I'm just like the rest of us. Like I want to see him do it just as much as anybody. So, no, I'm not trying to get like points for picking against the Phillies here. If they lose, I'll be just as disappointed.
No, I know you will. I know you will. It'll be a great series, man. I know you'll be watching. And it's great because, you know, the fact is we escape Sunday, right? So it's awesome. So we get to watch Birds Sunday, and then the game 2 is Monday. Now, Thursday is bizarre because we would have a Phillies-Dodgers game 4 if necessary, and an Eagles-Giants. Now, obviously, the Phillies are being L.A., but it could be a crazy night in Philadelphia sports, including the Flyers opener, too.
Yeah, I remember when they were playing the Astros in the World Series, and I was in Houston covering the Eagles-Texans game on I think that was a Thursday night. So,
it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I've got some
the Houston piece.
Trying to keep an eye on the Phillies and the
Double H-Town. Yeah. All right, injury-wise, it looked like it was a clean bill of health. Goddard was back.
Yeah, no, Dallas Goedert was limited yesterday after missing Wednesday's practice. It kind of seems like, you know, we see this with the Eagles. It maybe not quite this early in the season, but you see them managing guys during that Wednesday practice, and he's always been one to sort of be off to the side on a Wednesday at times. Him and Saquon Barkley will kind of go through like a rehab circuit at times. So yeah, no, other than that, I mean, everybody, even Adoree Jackson is back at practice. Nakobe Dean's been limited, but he said in the locker room that he feels ready to go. We'll see if the Eagles agree with him. But yeah, no, definitely a clean bill of health really on both sides. I mean, Quinn Miners was out with an illness yesterday, so that something to keep in mind. But yeah, most of the guys you expect to see in this game will be available for this game.
All right. Let's kind of dive into it because we know what happened this week with AJ. And then you have the Broncos coming to town. And the Broncos have a very good defense, right? They have a really good secondary, great corners, and they're going to be a challenge for this offense that's not clicking right now.
Yeah, I mean, the secondary especially, like there's a lot of different ways that they can deploy those guys. I mean, I know that Surtain he is probably the best corner in football. So having him, you sort of wonder if they're going to start getting some man coverage looks. But I feel like the book is out on this Eagles offense right now. And A.J. Brown's talked about it before. Until they beat zone, I'm not sure they're going to see anything else. So, yeah, I think Vance Joseph, he's an aggressive defensive coordinator. He's going to look at some of the things that have worked against this offense. And I want to ask you, Cuz, like, who do you think Surtain lines up over? You know, Fran and I have been talking about this all week. Do you think that they put Surtain over AJ, or do you think that they go over Devontae and they put Moss on AJ?
I think it's Devontae. That's what I would do, to be honest with you.
I think they put Moss over AJ, and then maybe they
better
the
matchup
that way. They challenge the Eagles to really commit to AJ Brown in a way they haven't really this season.
Yeah, it's the matchup. It's the matchup because if I can shut. I don't want to, but if I can shut Devontae down, and then I can funnel, and I would bracket AJ. The problem's been fitting the ball in that window. That's been the issue. The timing's been off. Sometimes it's the O-line breakdown. Sometimes it's Jalen being late. Right? Like there are some issues with the timing, when the ball's out, protection, and they've never been good. And EJ can attest to this. They've never been good against zone and bracket coverage. That's a problem. Like when we see the Steelers last year and they play press man, well, that goes right to the Eagles' strengths, right? Because now all of a sudden Jalen can see it. Those in cuts, AJ's deadly on. He'll beat his man on the in cut. So like that, but teams aren't stupid. They see that and they're not going to play it that way.
Right.
That's the thing is like people don't necessarily realize this, but if you're AJ, you want Surtain because Surtain is going to be in man coverage.
Yep.
And if you're AJ, you don't care who's across from you. If it's man, that's an opportunity for you. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be an interesting cat and mouse game, and I feel like the Broncos probably aren't going to do that just because of what we just talked about.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I'd like this to get the run game going at some point. I mean, and this would be the week to do that, right? This would be the week to really kind of lean into your run game and see. After everything, like, Fran's dissected it, everybody's dissected it. now deploy it on Sunday? Like, I think you got to lean into Jalen in the run game. I would go all in, and I'd do some more read option, and I'd have him a big part of the run game to get it jump started.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Eagles RPO game, the zone read and RPO game. It has just vanished this season. And you think about how much zone they see, that should be the answer a lot of times.
Exactly.
So, no, I completely agree. I feel like they haven't figured out what their run game is going to lean on this year. I think that, I wrote about this on allphly.com this morning. I think the attrition of that 2,000-yard season has really shown up front. The offensive line, like those guys, obviously Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens both had to have off-season surgery. Landon's playing through something now. I talked to Jordan Mailata about it yesterday, and he mentioned like the last offseason was the worst he's ever felt in an offseason. Even after Super Bowl 57, that was a truncated offseason. He didn't feel quite the same way. So I think that workload really showed up with those guys. And because of that, I don't think that they are like push people around at the point of attack quite as much as they were last year. And when I think about like, okay, how can they compensate for that? They're still a talented group. To me, it's a lot more get those guys out in space, being able to get those guys up to the second level, whether that is, outside zone, whether that's inside zone where you have these guys climb into the second level more often. I just think they have to be more creative in the way that they win. And the screen game, like we talked about earlier this week.
Oh, it's a bane of my existence, man. Get the ball in Barkley's hands. Screens, swing passes.
There's also like
take a page from Sean Payton's book.
You've been saying wheel routes. Like the linebackers struggle. The Broncos linebackers struggle in pass coverage. So a little Barkley wheel route or
core with Denver, like this is an opportunity for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
To have a big game as a receiver as well as a runner.
Yeah,
Goddard should have a nice game too, I think.
And I think you got to deploy 11 personnel. I think you got to stick with 11 personnel. Yeah. I don't want Calcaterra on the field. He has struggled to block.
Me to say it, but I agree.
And I think you're better off. I think you can have better success running out of 11 than running out of 12.
Yeah, I at this point, it's not about Grant Calcaterra. It's about the coaches that consistently ask him to do a job that he really. I mean, the book on him coming out of college is that he was a receiver, a glorified receiver.
Yeah.
And I think he has. I mean, I know I might sound crazy to say this. He has gotten better as a blocker, but it's not a full-time job for him. And if that was something that Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni wanted to lean into, then there's a personnel deficiency there. Like, you can find a dirty work tight end. We've talked about this on the show a lot. Like, they didn't even have an undrafted tight end. They didn't bring one in the offseason. So, I don't know. I'm with you. The condensed sets, the heavy personnel sets, I don't think that's this year's team. I think we've seen the Eagles be a power spread team before. Like, it's in 11 personnel. They spread you out, and then they can beat you up with that offensive line. Again, I think that they need to start to find some of those old answers that they had against certain things.
Yeah, that's spot on. Now, one of the things that when we look at kind of this game, we also need to take a look at the rest of the league. And that was on display last night, right? The Rams lose that game. Now, it took a million different things for the Rams to lose the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyron Williams fumbles at the goal line. He's about to go in. He gets stripped. There was a field goal that's doinks off the crossbar and goes in. They ultimately fail on a 4th and 1. I mean, it was crazy. And they moved the ball at will. I mean, Stafford threw almost 400 yards. So it's such – this is against you want to talk about a banged-up Niners team. It doesn't get more banged up than the Niners right now, EJ. I mean, you saw it, and it's a message to the league. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that 49ers team, I'm not buying it. Like, I'm not going to buy it until December. The way that they have, like, the attrition they already have, it's like, I know they have an easy schedule, but still, I have a hard time knowing what they're going to look like when these games actually start to really matter here. So, yeah, I mean, the Rams, I still think are probably one of the teams that I'd be on the lookout to come back to the link in the playoffs. But you're right. I mean, it's early in the season in a way where a lot of these teams are still imperfect. And, that's one thing. Like, you spend so much time this week, dissecting like the drama of the Eagles locker room and, kind of the fact that like they're 4-0, but there's not as great of feelings around the building as you might expect with them being 4-0. But then you zoom out and it's like, They're still but one of the best teams in the conference.
You're right. Let me look at these teams. I mean, listen, like, Mac Jones played out of his mind last night. Like, he was back at Alabama the way he was playing last night. I mean, he looked incredible, and he was banged up. Like, he was a warrior performance. And born out of nowhere, the guy who was dropping everything caught everything last night. It was one of those weird things. I think that's the league. And I think you can't get freaked out by anything you see. Really, over the first 2 months, like, you know the Eagles are good, so you can't get freaked out by anything you see.
Yeah, I mean, they went through some of this last year. They went through some of it the year before. I think that's why people are worried. But again, they've proven that they can get out of something like this. They've proven that they can weather the storm and win despite dissatisfaction, in certain factions of the locker room. So, that's not to say that I'm ignoring it. It's not to say that it's, not something that, again, I spent a lot of time talking with people this week about it. But at the same time, like I have said to somebody the other day, like they'll probably be undefeated, maybe not probably, but there's a good chance they'll be undefeated going into the bye week with all this stuff. And, they've got time to figure all this out. Yeah, man. I mean, this one could be a little bit of a slip. It's got the chance to be a little bit of a slip up. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow lost the game. But you can't, when you're looking at picking games in this sense, like how we do media-wise, you're almost a fool to pick against them because I don't care how they look or what they play, they just win. And they have won 20-21. Do you want to buck that trend? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I made the mistake of picking against them last week against the Bucs. I didn't see them going down there and winning that game, and they did. And it was funny because I remember coming up from the post-game locker room and being like, man, they didn't feel, it wasn't as jubilant as you think. And that it's the thing that Jalen always talks about, right? Like the standard only rises. It's just like at some point, like the winning is almost secondary to, are they living up to their potential? So,
right.
Yeah, it speaks to the amount of talent they have.
Yeah, it really does.
EJ, can I ask you? There's stuff going around on the internet, and it's in the chat now where we've been through with Luzardo and other pitchers tipping pitches. Are the Eagles tipping their plays? They say when they're in shotgun formation, it's 70% pass, and in the pistol formation, 81% run.
Yeah, I mean they are a predictable offense. I think.
Yeah, part of it is that formation too.
Yeah, they've got a lot of formation predictability. Now, I actually will play devil's advocate. Like they had that last year too, and they were just dominant. Now, again, the offensive line is not playing at the level it was last year, so maybe you can't be so brazen about we're going to run, but we're going to move you out of the way anyway. It doesn't matter if you know what's coming. We can beat you up front. So that might be a reflection of that. But yeah, they've always been predictable. I sort of there's two separate conversations to me. It's like the Eagles offense is overly simplistic at times. It does not do enough to get guys open. There's you'll see other offenses across the league get more creative than them. So that's
you watched two last night.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So you can set that to the side, like the predictability aspect of it. Again, they might need to evolve from that because they are not quite as dominant up front, but I do think it's a reflection of the fact that they've been that way before and they've been successful doing it.
Yeah. I think what they're going to want to do is get to the bye and then reevaluate at the bye. Because if you're going to tweak the offense, you're going to do it then.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it should be that complicated, but I agree. It's going to take time to do the self-scout and everything else, but I just couldn't. I was looking through numbers last night, and I just could not believe that this team is ranked dead last in play action passes this season.
Dude, I don't get it.
On Barkley,
when you have a great running back,
I just don't get it.
Sense.
I don't
doesn't make any sense.
No, and again, I know Jalen doesn't like to be under center and all that stuff. But come on, man, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the other thing that's just crazy is that he didn't complete a pass in the second half. Think about that for a second. Like that's insane. He didn't complete a pass. Not one pass. This is like the Eagles' vaulted offense. It's crazy.
But it's not like they. I mean, they only tried 8, but they did try to complete a pass. It's not like they didn't try.
It's like, but that's like at some point, it's like let's just get him a layup. Let's
just get him a layup.
Yeah.
Well, that's my beef with Patullo is like give me some drive starters, like easy, high percentage throws that you can always lean on. Everybody's got those plays. That's the only thing I look at. I go, where's your drive starter?
Dude, I loathe the wide receiver screen. I'd kill for one right now. Just give me something.
But that's where it's confounding right now. Like we can't believe it, but just like against the Rams where it was like, oh, they started throwing to AJ Brown and it looked a lot better. At some point they'll probably find something. At some point they will figure out what this offense is going to be. And it'll be as simple as like a swing pass to Saquon Barkley off first and 10, or just like AJ.
Please,
Brown,
God, I don't know how many times I'm going to bring it up. Yes,
I
wish I had my call sheet.
Oh man, it can be that easy for this.
Yeah. Hey, EJ, great stuff as always, brother. We got a big weekend. You'll be at the forefront of our coverage on all PHLY. What you got today, too?
Yep, 2:00. Me, Bo, and the professor, Daniz.
Oh, I love the professor, too. When you guys agree, that's great conversation. Great work, brother. We'll be reading and watching and listening to you. So keep it up, man. Thanks, pal.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
There he is, EJ Smith. We love EJ. He's the man. All right, let's take care of some business. And Jimmy Stakes will join us to go through fightings. Cannot wait. We can't wait. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yes, that's the way. You're going to be pounding that app this weekend. We're the Phillies game one. They are a favorite, and they're a pretty significant favorite.
Minus 125 came down a little, but still pretty.
Because I saw one. I thought I saw 130.
It was like 130 or 133 yesterday.
Yeah. So now it's 125.
Over under 7.5. I really thought it'd be a 6.5 game. Surprising to me.
Yeah. I mean, you expect it, but again, it's the ball. Like things can go crazy. I can see the Phillies putting up a 4 spot. Ohtani. I'm curious how long they're going to go. Right? He's stretched out. I'm sure they want 6. If his pitch count's manageable, do they go 7 and push him? That'll be interesting. All right, I like I do like the Phillies tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I give out. I like Delaware tonight. Blue Hens -3 versus Western Kentucky, and I just gave
trash man.
Yeah, Sammy was asking in the chat. I gave out your boy. I like Matty Rule -11.5 this weekend.
Yeah, against Michigan State.
Yeah.
I think
they
both teams come off a bye, and after that Michigan game, listen, they could score. So I like him. There's some great football on all weekend. It should be a blast. Birds, I'm kind of leaning under.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's an under.
I can see that. It's going to come down to pass protection. The Broncos are really good on the edge rushing.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah. All right, so just download the app. So much fun. It's got everything you want, all right? All your live SGPs, live in-game betting. And then the casino's crazy. You got everything at the casino. Live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps. I mean, all the slots you want.
Crocodile Blitz.
Crocodile Blitz, Huff and Morph Puff.
Huff and Morph Puff, yeah.
They got it all. So check it out. New customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. If you're down the first 24 hours, it's going to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. Here's what not to gamble on. Your health, especially your bones and your orthopedics. That's where Rothman comes in. Let's talk about getting you back to what you love, especially this fall. Whether you're biking by the Schuylkill Chase and your kids are around the pumpkin patch or on the hiking trail, it's tough when your body doesn't want to cooperate. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. From aches after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up on some fun fall activities, Rothman's team of experts, they're there to help. With evidence-based care and a commitment to restoring your mobility, they'll get you back out there stronger than ever. Don't let pain put your fall on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love and doing it pain-free.
Pain-free.
Rothman Orthopedics. Getting you back to your fall game is their mission.
That's right. All right. Speaking of the mission, we got a man on the mission right now to cover the Red October, and it's going to be incredible. That's right. Our big takeaway brought to us by Xfinity. Imagine that. Jimmy Stakes.
Give me a steak, give me a steak. Oh, let's talk some baseball with Jimmy Stakes.
That's right, on the Xfinity guest line. Happy Red October, Jimmy Stakes.
Jimmy.
Hola, amigos.
This is such a great series. As a fellow seam head, and you and I covering baseball all those years together, I am just looking forward to watching great baseball, brother.
I feel like in some ways this is like the best matchup of the fall. I feel like it's almost like the World Series in the division series.
Yes.
I think they're the two best teams at the moment.
Yeah.
With all due respect to the Milwaukee Brewers, who won 97. These feel like the top two teams in baseball to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. And it's got the heavyweight fight, man, the heavyweight battle, the rotation, two good rotations, two good lineups. You know, the one advantage, we keep talking about, the one advantage is the bullpen and the Phillies bullpen over the Dodgers bullpen, which is leaking oil, and it's going to be incumbent on the Phillies to work counts, to be patient, to drive up the Dodgers starters' pitch counts.
Yeah, no question. The Dodgers bullpen, you mentioned leaking oil. It's kind of been that way all year. They made some additions out there. I mean, a big one being Tanner Scott. And, you know, he's really struggled throughout the season. So, yeah, their bullpen is clearly the weakness of that team. You know, one, I would caution you, they used Roki Sasaki out there.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good.
Yeah, triple-digit stuff. He got a taste of it in the postseason. I think in the first round, he could be a real weapon. And the Phillies.
I heard Roberts said that he will use him in high leverage spots.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? They really don't need him in the rotation. And you know, probably not stretched out enough to be there. So you use him in high leverage, you know, so he's an addition, I guess you could kind of say. But
yeah.
I mean, the Phillies may have made the best of all additions. Although I would argue that Mason Miller of the Padres, who I love, I mean, the Padres are out now, but Mason Miller, what an addition he was to that Padres
He
team.
threw 172 miles an hour the other day.
Right, with Duran, made a huge difference making division. One of the fascinating little storylines here for me, Anthony and Greg, is I see a similarity in the Phillies and the Dodgers in that, you know, to me, the regular season, from day one of spring training, even from the end of last season, the focus for these teams has been October. It's all that has really mattered for the Phillies because they're trying to, they're trying to address unfinished business and finally win one. For the Dodgers, just the way they acted all season, they treated the regular season like kind of like a layup drill.
Yeah,
trying to get their guys healthy. Everything, their starting pitchers healthy. Everything was geared toward being ready for October and dominating in October. And you know, there's that old cliche about you can't flip the switch. Well, the Dodgers are kind of, to me, challenging that. They sort of flipped the switch here in September, got healthy, got their rotation ready, and then continued to flip the switch in the first round of the playoffs against Cincinnati. Absolutely put them through the meat grinder and looked great. So two teams that just had bigger things in mind than the regular season. I know that can sound blasphemous because, you know, you have to treat every day like it's important, but
that's true.
High stakes, two big payrolls, two big star-studded rosters.
Yeah.
You're happy with the division title, but it ain't why you came to the party.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go through the lineups. Let's start with the Dodgers and get your thoughts on how to attack the lineups. Obviously, Ohtani leads off. Mookie Betts, who is suddenly hitting now after a tough season. He's looking at 3 doubles the other night. He had a really good 2 games against the Reds. He'll be batting second. You got Freeman against the Phillies lefties. Will Smith back. He'll play. He's a lefty masher. You got Muncy, another lefty for them. Kike, who is one of those October dudes who just shows up. Page, who's a good young hitter from the right side of the plate. How do you you get Teoscar, I don't want to forget him, the big bat on the right side who will probably hit cleanup. How do you kind of size up and attack the Dodgers lineup? There's not a lot of breadth there.
That's a long, deep, productive lineup. And I mentioned, the Dodgers, they kind of, the watched pot never boils. That's sort of, I looked at their regular season. I know they got 93 wins, but I sort of looked at it that way. And now it's starting to boil. Mookie, Teoscar, look at him the night he had the other night after a kind of a middling
2 bombs,
regular season. So this is, their lineup, obviously they have Babe Ruth at the top. Freeman, former MVP, Mookie, former MVP. Muncy is, he just mashes right-handed pitching. That is a tough lineup where you just can't blink.
Yeah.
You can't blink. And game one, very important. Christopher Sanchez is going to have to be on top of his game. Little things like you can't give free passes.
Yeah.
Because, all of a sudden somebody's on base and one of these mashers comes up and drops one in the gap or puts one over the wall and you're down 1-0. So very, very difficult lineup. It's got power. It's got, bat to ball. It's got electricity and energy and bets, and Kiki is the guy who rises to the occasion. And Muncy is always scary to me. And don't forget Tommy Edman, wherever he fits in.
Yeah.
He had that great postseason last year. Will Smith, it's a question, see how healthy he is. But if he is, he's a tremendous player. So I don't know where your break is in that lineup. But I do know this. Good pitching can stop good hitting. Good pitching can stop a hot lineup in its tracks. I mean, we saw that last night with the Yankees and the Red Sox. What a good pitching performance just, went right through that lineup. So Christopher Sanchez coming off a great season can be a huge tone setter in this series tomorrow night. That said, so can the Phillies have a deep lineup. Both of these lineups really came alive in September. I know the Phillies struggled with runners in scoring position the last few days, but both of these lineups, if you look at some of the stats for September, they had really good months.
Yes, they did. So, I thought that the Phillies showed a lot of life late in games. Let's go through the lineup and how you would position this lineup. Obviously, Turner back is huge, right? Having your table setter back. And, Schwarber and Bryce. And do you go Bohm? Do you go JT? How do you – because I think JT is going to play a big role here, the veteran. I have a lot of faith in JT. How do you – after your top three, how do you deploy it?
Yeah, to me, that's one of the big keys in the series is that middle of the Phillies batting order where you're going to go heavy right-handed. Whoever hits cleanup, very important spot because you're the guy that's protecting, Schwarber and then Harper, at 2-3. I might be tempted to go Bohm. He's got quite a bit of experience there. He's a guy that can limit the strikeouts, doesn't strike out a ton, puts the ball in play, makes contact, has the potential to make somebody pay. I'm not saying he's a long ball guy, but he's a gap to gap guy when he's on who can pepper the gaps and get you a big double. And I think be a tough out. I think it's very important to have a tough out behind Bryce Harper in case they start, not giving him anything. So I don't know how he's going to line it up, but I would be tempted to go with Bohm there.
Who's 5?
Just be either Bader or Real Muto, maybe Bader. Who had that great. It's been great since he arrived. Tapered off a little bit, but they need to have him swing a hot one in the month of October here. So I see some interchangeability among those three bats. But to me, Bohm might be the guy, and the other two guys are really streaky, and you need them to be on one of their good runs. And then another big thing is that the bottom of that order. They really lengthened that order with Marsh coming on after about June 1 and Bryson Stott coming on the last 2 months. Bryson Stott's hit over 300 the last couple months here. He has become a real tough out. So, all of a sudden now the Dodgers have a long lineup, the Phillies have a long lineup, and the bottom of that order, it makes it tougher on pitchers.
I would have Stott hit 9. I'd like him in the 9 spot to – a little speed, and he could turn the lineup over.
Second leadoff man, I like it too.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you could use Marsh to kind of break up the righties in the bottom part of that lineup, like at 7. So I think that would work. Now, how do you set up your rotation? Right, we know it's going to be Sanchez Monday. What are you looking at? I always thought Luzardo better at home, Ranger on the road. So that's kind of how I would play it. But how would you play it?
again, I would go with the three lefties. I think they've been your three best. It's a no-brainer to start Sanchez number one. Yeah, you could go, Ranger or Luzardo at home, and then Ranger game 3. I think I would lean toward Ranger at home in game 2 and Luzardo in game 3, just to try to just give the Dodgers a little bit of a different look.
Right.
You go kind of a power guy with Sanchez, then more of a finesse guy in the second game with Ranger, and then Luzardo more of a power guy. But, I think you also can overthink it. I think they're both good pitchers, Ranger and Luzardo. So
does it matter for you, because I think Luzardo at home, because I know Ranger can handle the road. I like the way the Luzardo pitches at home. But, you make a great point about changing it up a little bit. You always want to change it up a little bit, give them a different look.
Yeah, I don't know. I have confidence in. I agree. Pitching at home can be a big emotional lift for a guy, especially in this environment. But if you channel it the right way, putting the black hat on and being the bad guy, it can be a motivator as well on the road. So
I feel like if they lose game 1, I think Rangers more equipped to handle game 2. I think Luzardo might worry me with the pressure down 0-1 in the series.
Maybe. I like Ranger in game 2. I just like changing the mix, and that's the way I would go. But I'm sure Rob will announce it today, and we'll have a better idea of it. But either way, they're both good pitchers who are very capable of stopping a good lineup.
How? What do you do with Thursday?
So Thursday being game
4.
I come back to Christopher Sanchez. I think you only need 3 in this series.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
I think you only need 3 in this series. And then, Nola would be your 4th in the next series, depending how long this series goes. I don't know where that would slot in, 3 or 4, but in this series, I'm going with my 3 best. And over the course of a 6-month period, obviously you lost Zach Wheeler. He'd be the guy you give the ball to in game 1, but he's not there. Sanchez has stepped up. And, he has a chance to kind of put an early thumbprint on this series tomorrow night. He's pitched brilliantly at home. I don't have the stat in front of me, but like his last 32 starts at home dating to last season, he's got like a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah.
The team is like 15 and like 5 or something. He's been really, really great at home. So I feel really good about that. I just think it's a fascinating pitching matchup to start, because Ohtani can come out and just absolutely dominate you as well. He is stretched out now. Again, like they used the whole regular season to gear a lot of their key guys for October, and now it's arrived. In the month of September, I think he pitched like 14 2/3 shutout innings over 3 starts. I think he's like 1 run over his last 19 innings in his last 4 starts. He's ready to get over 6 innings, take it into the 7th. And that's important for the Dodgers to get 6 and 7 out of that starting rotation, because their bullpen is such a question mark.
How do you, obviously, how do you get to Duran? How do you looking to get to Duran?
Big question. Another huge X factor, almost like who hits 4 and 5 to protect your big guns. Who sets it up in the bullpen for Duran is a big question. To me, it's that time of the year where I'm going to consider, depending on the opportunity in the ball game, I'm going to consider Duran for more than 3 outs.
Agreed.
So that, he could almost set up for himself a game or 2 or a night or 2. But, Orion Kerkering, had a couple good outings to finish his season. I think that was huge for his confidence. He pitches out of that in extra innings on Sunday, man on second. That's a tough situation. Gets 3 strikeouts, really good bite in that slider. Located his fastball well. So I thought that was good, because he's an important part of the bridge. And obviously Matt Strom is a very big part of the bridge as well. And he's had some success in his career. Not a huge sample size, but like Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy, that pocket.
Well, that's huge. You're right. I think he plays a monster role because of the lefties, right? Like I don't want Kerkering against those guys. So
yeah. I think those guys are like 1 for 7 against him lifetime. He's had some success, and he had a really good second half. So Strom from the left side, Kirkering and David Robertson from the right side. And don't let the moment get too big. Don't let the moment get too big. These guys have all been there before. I mean, Kirkering's a young player, but this is his 3rd postseason. David Robertson's been there, done that for a long time. Strom has been around it now for 3 years. Duran's the guy that doesn't have a wealth of postseason experience. I think just a little bit with Minnesota 1 year, but he can be pretty darn electric, as we have seen.
Yep. All right. Last thing, the legacy piece of this group. Like this October matters in a huge way to this group. And we know it. We've been talking about it. They know it. Everybody knows it, right? It's been a fun era of Phillies baseball. Like you see the pockets of it from the 80s, late 70s and 80, and then, 08, and that from 07 to 11, and then this one. And in many ways, this October is their defining moment.
No question. We talked about this the other day. I've written about it. I think this Phillies team, 143 years of competition, has the most pressure on it of any team in the history of the Phillies. Just because, they've gotten to the postseason 3 years in a row. They have a star-studded roster. They have $300 million players. They have a club record payroll, well over the luxury tax. They're one of the oldest teams in baseball. So much of your core is between 32 and 34. You got 3 key guys that are going to be free agents. You think a couple will be back, but you don't know. I think there's a lot of pressure on this ball club. That pocket from 76 to 80, they won a title. That pocket from 07 to 11, they won a title. This next great era of Phillies baseball hasn't won its title yet. And that's why you play the game. That's what will define you. I mean, you use the word legacy. Talked to John Middleton on opening day, and he used that identical word, that same word. He said, how bad do you want a World Series? He said, I view it as my legacy. So top to bottom, from the ownership level to the clubhouse. I mean, Bryce Harper, he's going to go to Cooperstown. He doesn't have a World Series on his Cooperstown plaque. He wants one desperately. So, yeah, this is going to define them. It's a huge month of October for this for individually and for this franchise. A lot of pressure on them. How they deal with that pressure is going to ultimately decide if they win it. And that's why I think it's important to capitalize in these first 2 games at home. It's important to score early.
Yes.
Not get behind early, because when the fans want it just as bad as the players. And when you get behind early, that place gets quiet and tense, and the players feed off it. So you got to go out and get some traffic on the bases and run around and get everybody excited early in this series.
It's I think it's Bryce time. I think it's Harper time.
He's been a great postseason player.
Yeah.
When do they have to announce rosters for this?
Not till tomorrow. Or tomorrow morning. Sometime tomorrow.
I think because they expect Kershaw to be active for this one. He'll probably use him out of the pen.
I think that was the idea when they left him off first time. They were, which was a little risky business. You're thinking, Hall of Famer could, if they get knocked out by the Reds, but they weren't going to get knocked out by the Reds. They absolutely annihilated the Reds. It would have been nice if the Reds could have extended it to a 3rd game.
I know,
tomorrow night, but you are.
My brother, listen, this is a great theater. We'll be reading you all PHLY. Make sure you're a diehard to read Jimmy's stuff. It's just great. It's Hall of Fame. Speaking of Cooperstown, it's Cooperstown material. We love you, buddy, and we'll be talking to you a lot during this Red October.
Enjoy a great sports weekend, guys. We'll see you.
See you, buddy.
See you, Jimmy.
Here he is, Jim Salisbury, Jimmy Steaks, getting us started. All right. This is Whirlwind Day because this is why I love October and all the stories. Let's go to one of our own who now covers the NFL for the NFL Network. He is my main man, Mike Garafolo. There he is. Michael, how you feeling about the series? I know you'll be one eye on football and the other eye on baseball.
What happened? There we go.
Yeah.
How am I feeling? I work at a place where we are based in Los Angeles. How do you think I'm feeling right now? What do you think I'm hearing in my text messages, my emails, and my meetings? A lot of chatter, a lot of chirping. So
yeah, they got to come to South Philly, those people, all right?
Yeah, well, last year I'm in the middle of Mets Central here where I'm living. And
Yeah.
This year, so I'm not going to be able to handle a loss here.
No. And listen, you look at, they're great. Obviously, the Dodgers are great, and they're playing great ball and everything, but their bullpen is not good. And this Phillies team's got a moxie. They're different than they were last year. And yeah. I think they attack their pen. I think that's kind of how they win it.
I just feel like, and we've seen Castellanos in the postseason before. I just, for some reason, keep coming back to JT. I just feel like this whole year has been like him in big spots. And
yeah.
I don't know why. It's just a feeling.
I brought it up earlier just to Jim just now, at the beginning of the conversation. I think JT has a big game. Like he wins the game. I could see it.
Which is great because my premonition is only that he's in his spot. It's like that dream where you're at a pivotal and then you just wake up and you go, wait, what happened? We got to go sleep here. A lot of times it's a beautiful woman and you go in and you wake up at that point and you go, no, let me go back to sleep. although I just told my wife wakes up the other day and says to me, I had a dream that you had another family and I was ready. And you know how women are.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, the following night, I had a dream that my sister-in-law, and you confronted me about your dream. And I was yelling at you. I was like, are you too crazy? Are you nuts? And you know what she said to me? I can't believe you dreamed about that. I said, you started it.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, let's get to business. Eagles and Broncos on Sunday. Last night we saw the great lesson of the league, which is you think it's a Rams game. The Niners are depleted in every which way, right? They got no receivers, and Purdy's out. And here's Mac Jones looking like he's playing at Alabama, and Bourne, who is like the Bourne legacy. I was like, where'd this come from? It was, and they somehow beat the Rams. I don't know if the Rams beat themselves, but it's a great lesson of the league, especially, where we are early in the season.
If Kyron doesn't fumble going in, the Rams win the game. I mean, that's simple. Unbelievable play by Collins at that point. And they have a lot of young guys they're leaning on, a lot of rookies. And I remember being at training camp and hearing from them. They said, you know what the good thing is? Early in the season, we've got 4 of the first 6 are road games. And I was like, why is that a good thing? They said, well, because you're on the road, when the defense is on the field, it's quiet. Whereas when it's home, so we need those guys to communicate and get a little chemistry early in the year. And they're getting it. And they really are. And they needed it last night because they were so banged up everywhere else on the roster. So for those guys to buck up and play well, I had a feeling like, I could talk about this because we put them on the air. I mean, I saw it literally on our air where they put the point spread last night. I was like, and where's Brain when you need him? It was 8 or 8.5 or something like that. And I was like, that's a little high.
Yeah.
Right? Like under touchdown. Okay, fine. But like, that was a little much. And I remember thinking like, if you think that the Niners are just going to roll over and play dead here, this ain't happening. I wouldn't have told you they're winning the game at that point, but you put yourself in a position to do that. You make some plays. Crucial mistakes by the Rams. 4 points missed in the kicking game again.
Yeah.
Plus the fumble going in. Plus the fumble in plus territory early in the game. I mean, that's a lot of points left in the field. I know everybody's killing McVay for the 4th down call. Fine. Execute. Nobody says a word. I do like the fact that he went for the win, not the tie. I would not have been able to handle 2 straight primetime ties. Would have killed me.
No, you got to go for it. I agree. I didn't love the play call. I thought I put it in Stafford's hands, but whatever.
I understand. Yeah.
What did you make of the week that the Eagles had with AJ and when AJ talk? I mean, it's been the talk of the league. And what are you hearing?
Here's what I make of it. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe you just got to kind of sort of air it out, your grievance, not air out the football, air out your grievances at some point. I've covered this team repeatedly and, being national guy and, hey, I got to talk about it. It was, and you know what you get all the time. You get it sugar coated, right? And you've got to, as a reporter, try to walk the line between what you really believe and what you know and what you sense and what you're being told. And a lot of times the last couple of years, they're scrapping on the sideline. He's reading a book on the sideline. He's putting stuff on social media. And a lot of times it was like, nah, you guys are making too much of this. It was a productive conversation. That stuff happens on the sideline all the time. Blah, 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 blah. I thought we were going to get it again. And for AJ to come forward and say, I let it get the best of me. And I do believe the part about I want to help the team win versus like wanting to pad this. I mean, he's been paid twice already. It's not like he needs it from a financial standpoint. I truly believe it's like last week we were in trouble against the Rams. I helped get us out of it. Throw me the football.
I completely agree. I know him a little bit. And it's funny because people will just say, well, it's T.O. all over again. And, the whole thing. He's not T.O. He's a sensitive kid. He is I like him a lot. I think he's a good kid. I think he's sensitive. And I think he wants to win. I agree with you that this whole thing was because he wants to play a role. He sees, the Jalen going 0 for 6 in the second half and 5 3-and-outs. And he's like, I need the ball, man.
And I believe it's the two of them. It's not like it's toward the coaching staff.
No, I know.
It's Jalen. It's called. It's like, it's called. Good. Throw it to me. Well, you are.
Yeah.
I will make. You did it last week. Do it again. It's that kind of thing. So you could say like, oh well, this week they're going to game plan to get. They've been game planning to get him the ball. Like that's always a part of what they're trying to do. And that being said,
he's got to try. Jalen, it's funny. Like, first of all, teams aren't going to play you in man coverage. Like they're not going to play. They're not going to play press man against AJ Brown. They're going to bracket him, and they're going to say, "Go beat me in the window." Like that's where, because that's also how they struggle. Jalen will sometimes hold on the ball too long and not let the ball out. He might see that you're not covered, and AJ's like, that's me. I'll get it. Just throw it. And I think they need to get on that same page. I mean, you go ahead.
But put yourself in Jalen's cleats, right? Because I'm sort of playing both sides of this because I understand both sides.
Yeah.
Put yourself in Jalen's cleats. We won the game again, and I'm making decisions that I feel like I need to make to win the game. I mean, the thing
I'm not putting the ball in peril. Yeah.
The thing with him and Chris Jones, you didn't even rush for 100 yards. Don't care. We won the game. Go back to when he was at Alabama, and they win the national championship, and they interview him on the field after the game, and he's so happy because they won the national. Like even though he got pulled, and Tua was in there, he's talking about how happy he is for Tua, how great it was. Like he is a team first, let's win the game mentality type guy. So he's sitting there going, okay, you didn't get we're 4-0.
Yeah.
I know it's perfect. Yeah. We're going to keep working on it, but we're 4-0. So I get both sides of it. And the last thing I want, if I'm the coaching staff, is for him to start forcing balls to keep him happy. And all of a sudden we lose the game because he made a critical mistake.
Yes. That's exactly, I mean, it's true. I mean, he is that kind of winning. It's funny because we talked earlier in the week about the Eagles' DNA, and they remind me a lot of the Patriots from during their dynasty, in that every week it was like, well, I don't think the Patriots are going to win this week. You know what? I mean, Brady's got no receivers. Well, this thing and that. And all they do is win. Like, there's a winning DNA to great teams, and the Eagles have a winning DNA.
I'm smiling because I made this point earlier this week. That Patriots team also won games in different ways.
Yes.
And come out and they would look different offensively week in and week out. You're not seeing. I mean, go back to when they were really humming.
Yeah.
It was like quarter to quarter, drive to drive. They could change things up and scrap the game plan for the entire. And the Eagles have done some of that. Scrap the game plan for the entire week. They had to do it against the Rams. So I'm not obviously not putting this offense with that offense the way it was back then with Josh McDaniels and Brady humming. But it was that kind of mentality of, look, we know what we're going to see, stuff that is going to come after us to stop what we've done. And teams have done a good job of that this season, about stopping the running schemes and the concepts that were a problem for defenses last year. Okay, so now we got to figure out a way to counterpunch. And that's what they certainly came into the season feeling like they could do. You haven't seen that yet, though.
Yeah. One of the things they got to figure out, and they got to just get Saquon rolling a little bit, they got to give him the ball. You watch Sean Payton, how he uses his backs. You got to get Saquon the ball, man. And, look, they're struggling out of 12. I think they need to run more out of 11. I think they need to get Jalen more involved in the run game. The RPO game. You could go back to that. That you could have big success doing that stuff.
I saw Dan Orlovsky mention this the other day. The Ravens are 32nd in the NFL in running, giving the ball to their running back on first and second down. The Ravens with Derrick Henry.
Right.
Seeing a little bit of that from the Eagles. It's because of what they're seeing and saying, well, okay, they're going to try to stop that. We now have to come with a different, make them defend something different, number one. And number two, what they're showing us makes it hard to run against. There was a time, Coughlin and I, way back, I don't remember the exact game, but it was like, well, we couldn't run against what they were showing or something like that. It was also the Seahawks Super Bowl, was the fact they threw the ball there. Well, we couldn't run against the defensive front that they were showing. Sometimes you just got to run it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to, we've got offensive linemen that can move people, and maybe because of what Lane's dealing with, certainly can factor into this as well.
And Dickerson, he's banged up, and Jergens is banged up still too.
Yeah. So that all these, if the Eagles are watching this right now in the facility, and I know they are, they got nothing better to do right now. But if they were watching this right now at the facility, they'd be screaming, "You guys know what we're dealing with right now."
Yeah.
It's like there's factors that go into it.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying, and I think there's got to be a game sort of like that at some point.
Yeah. How do you see Sunday? How do you see the Broncos?
This is not the defense I want to see right now.
No.
Particularly how they are off the edge. Benito and these guys up front, they're really good. Zach Allen is really good, really good. Probably doesn't get enough credit for what he does. Although he did get a boatload of money this offseason, so the credit's coming from inside the building. And then Surtain has matched up one-on-one more with receivers more than any other cornerback, according to the Next Gen stats I saw this week, more than any other cornerback except for Quinyon Mitchell, which is number 2. Not except for Mitchell's 2, Surtain's 1. So these are the guys that are matching with wide receiver ones. So, is this the squeaky wheel game? Is this the game you want to be doing that with a defensive player of the year who locks up?
If I'm Peyton, I said this earlier to EJ. If I'm Peyton, I put Surtain on Devontae, and I bracket AJ and go ahead, keep trying to get through that window.
I don't know, man. I think, yeah. I mean, I may go the other way on that. It'd be an interesting defensive meeting
because Devontae will beat you.
So put 2 on him. I hear what you're saying. And Riley Moss is a guy on the other side, the other cornerback that they tried to take advantage of the other night. The Bengals did. They got him once, but he's pretty tough as well. So he's they're a good defense, man. They're a really good defense. Offensively, they looked good last week, but still not. I thought Bo Nix was going to have a monster year this year. He hasn't quite gotten there to this point. But they got guys you got to defend. They got a lot of guys he can throw to. Cortland Sutton's having a great season.
Yeah.
It's a tough test.
Yeah, it is. It's not the team you want to. I agree with you that you want to see during this. But again, you're 4-0, so you got a cushion, and this league is what it is.
I also worry a little bit about if the offense struggles early, what's that crowd going to do? And they're not throwing to AJ. What's that crowd going to do? I mean, you know what the crowd's going to do. So we'll see.
We're the NFC. It's so hard to get a handle on anything. Obviously Detroit's good and Green Bay's good, but you just look. Even the Packers giving up 40 to the Cowboys Sunday night. Like, that Packer defense is supposed to be good. Like, I thought it was good, and I believe it is. Dak played great. Got the ball out. I thought he was terrific. But, you can't make any sense of who's good in the NFC other than, the Eagles are Eagles.
No, and I thought coming into the season that the AFC was loaded, and that was the conference where the the balance of power was tilted. I did see I saw both as wide open for different reasons, because I thought AFC's got a lot of teams now. Buffalo and their schedule and their division had a strong feeling they were going to be able to fatten their record, and that seems like that's going to wind up being the case. But there's so many good teams in the AFC, whereas there's a lot of, to me, incomplete teams in the NFC. And I guess that's kind of where we are right now. I was with you. I thought Green Bay was head of the class there, and that performance defensively the other night was a little troubling, was a little concerning. I mean, you have those games along the way. You just don't want to have them against the Cowboys, right? You want to be against a team like
without CD,
Baltimore,
you know?
Yeah, like Baltimore or Buffalo. Like the two of them are scoring 40 on each other. Fine, you have that kind of game. No CD, you're right. So yeah, it's. I think it's going to be one of those where, like, it's not till Thanksgiving where we have a real good feel about who the top team is in the conference.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. It's the way the league is sometimes, man. It's like we haven't revealed. It could be the Eagles put everything together offensively and look like a juggernaut again, or it could be Detroit. You know, it could be like that. But I look at the rest. I look at Washington, and I'm just not in love with that team.
They might be 2-3, Ant. They might be. They're playing Chargers in LA this week. Jaden returns to the field, obviously, but he's been down for 2 weeks. And you're right; they're in. I mean, no McLaurin, no Noah Brown, and Debo hasn't practiced yet this week. Although he was on the flight there to LA last night, which was a good sign that he's going to be there. But yeah, I mean, it's not. They don't blow you away. Even last year when they were playing really well, it was kind of like, what was their identity? I didn't have a strong identity for who they were. The quarterback was playing out of his mind, obviously. But I didn't have a strong, like, oh, this is what they do well. You know, the Eagles are running the football well. Some of these other, Detroit was going to beat the hell out of you, which honestly, like, that's one of the teams I'm most impressed with so far. Yeah. Because after week one, I go, there they go, 9-8, maybe, and losing a lot of their identity. That identity is tattooed in those guys, and in large part because of, you heard Dan Campbell say a couple of weeks ago how well they practice. Like, our best players are our hardest practicers. And we had Khalif Raymond on Good Morning Football yesterday. I said, who's the number one hardest worker on the team? He goes, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it ain't even close. Yeah. So you've got that kind of culture up there. Yeah. You can survive.
Yeah, he's a great coach, man. He just he really is.
Did I tell you the story recently? I heard this. So an executive with a team, I was in training camp doing the tour, and he said he was in on an interview with Dan Campbell as a head coach. And he walks out and he's like, that was unbelievable, right? And the rest of the crew was like, man, I don't know if that's going to play. I don't know. And he was like looking around like, that was the best head coaching interview I've ever seen in my life. And he didn't get the job. I guess he's not everybody's flavor.
Yeah, I don't understand why people like if I heard one more time about biting kneecaps because of his introductory press conference, who cares? Like, you see the passion. The guy's really smart. Okay, he knows the game inside and out. And you want to run through the wall for the guy.
And when you and I find $10 billion in the cushions and we buy a team together, it's gonna be a different story. Who's making these decisions? These aren't football guys.
I know.
This is a big problem with this league. And then they hire these outside firms that are dealing with.
I know. It's ridiculous, man. These executive searches.
Coaching, hiring consultant. He's right here.
Yeah. It's absurd. These coaching. Oh my God. Like, God bless Billy King. He works for one of them, right? But it's like, dude, like, what do you know about college football? All right, like, what do you really, seriously? What do you know? Like, you're going to be in the search for this? What does your firm know about that? Come on, man.
It's Jed Hughes. That firm keeps getting hired year over year. Corn Ferry.
I just don't get it. I'm with you, man. They over corporatize these things, and you gotta be sharp. You gotta understand it. What are you doing? Pay attention. It's there. The answers are there for you.
I'm now of the belief, by the way, that the worse the head coach's introductory press conference is, the better coach he's going to be. You remember what Nick was like?
Yeah, well, the Nick one was unbelievable, man. It was like, what? Where did this come from? Yeah.
And by the way, after that, the players were texting each other like, this guy's our head coach. Yeah, it was COVID.
It was insane. All right, where are you being deployed this weekend?
So we have the international games
right.
For the next 3 weeks. So I'll be working from home on Sunday. But the good news is I will be doing Thursday Night Football from MetLife Stadium. Eagles-Giants.
Man, I love that Jackson Dart. I have to say, I love the kid, man. Kid's got stones.
They gotta. I want to see a little less of the design run.
Yeah.
I want to see a little more because I know he can do it. But listen, it was the first game. Whatever you got to do to win the football game and get this team feeling like, oh, we got our guy.
Right.
Fine. Totally fine. But at this point now, especially against the Saints, open it up. I want to see him throw the football on Sunday. And then, it's hard to look forward to a game when both teams are playing a game in between it. But this is going to be potentially an interesting competitive game on Thursday, and I'll be there covering. You coming up, You making the drive?
I don't know. You know what? Here's the problem. Thursday's an epic day because you got the Phillies Dodgers game 4. You got the Eagles, and you have the Flyers drop the puck Thursday night, buddy. You're Fly guys, brother.
So I was just talking to somebody about this. Baseball, I get to watch like the whole regular season. I'm locked in, and then like the stretch run and the playoffs come, and I'm so tied up with football that I'm really like hockey. The first half of the season is like a blur.
Right, you're working.
But then come playoff time,
you're locked in. So
I don't know which one's better.
I know. It is awesome. It really is. They're going to be fun. I sat down. We're doing a big preview that we're going to put out next week. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. I sat down with Jonesy, Danny, Talk, and Dan Hilferty. And
I will. Yeah, good.
No, but anyway, we're doing a big season preview. I sat down with those guys for an hour and 20 minutes, and it's going to be fun.
Remember we sat with Hitch and Applebee's?
Yes. That was
awesome.
awesome.
About Civil War reenactment.
Yes. That was great. It was great.
But I did appreciate last night. Hey, listen to the coach's post-game press conference, and I was watching the game, and I popped that on real fast. And it was nice to see somebody not talking down to people and actually giving real answers and stuff like that. So that was a nice departure.
It really was. It really,
Maybe I'm overly sensitive because I'm in the media, but like, give me, just talk.
Just have a conversation. That's it. Have a conversation about it. That's what you got to do. I'm with you. My brother, listen, enjoy it. Enjoy the weekend. Go Phils tomorrow night, brother.
Yeah, I should have been wearing my stuff.
I know, man. I know. Well, you love it.
I'm running to the gym. I gotta go do that right now. So. All
right, brother. Enjoy it. We love you, buddy.
That wasn't a humble brag. I'm just telling you what.
I know.
I love you guys.
Love you, brother. See you, buddy. Here he is, the great Mike Garafolo, NFL Network. Joining us. Let's take care of some business. We got our Rothman doctor coming up. Of course, Baldy coming up to talk all about football. And Charlie Manuel, back to baseball, 11 o'clock. So we got you covered every which way.
Mike needs an intro, but I haven't had time to talk to him. It's too busy today, but we got to find out what kind of music he likes. We're figuring in the chat, we're thinking he's R&B.
Mikey, yeah, I think so. I think he's kind of like me. This is how Philly sound type of thing.
I'm thinking Boys to Men, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's R&B. Yeah. All right, let's take care of some business and talk about some of our friends. Let's talk about Bill's Sports Cards. Yes. Look, you know how I feel about spending my weekends with my boys. There's no better place than hanging out with one of Philadelphia's greatest, our own BG, Brandon Graham. He's coming to Bill's Sports Cards and Memorabilia's brand new Deptford Mall location Saturday, October 11th, so a week from tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. BG signing autographs, taking photos, spending the afternoon with the fans, big and small. Bring the family, bring the crew. It's a great sports moment you don't want to miss. Tickets on sale now at Bill's in Deptford, their Philly shop, or online at billsportsmemorabilia.com. Don't sleep on it. They're going fast. It's a lot of fun, man. BG's going to be there. It's a great spot. We love Bill's Sports Cards. Grab the fam. Come kick off Sunday pregame a day earlier, and let's make it a full day of autographs, laughs, and Philly pride at Bill's in the Deptford Mall. Now, Parks Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem, mecca of entertainment. We talk about it all the time, how much we love Parks Casino and what happens. All right, let's give you the schedule. Again, Street Road, Ben Salem, and all the acts happening. You have the restaurants, you have the sports book, you have all that stuff to hang with. Here you go. Coming up, boys. You ready? Tickets on sale for these headliners December 5th, straight no chaser.
I'm not familiar.
Did you not do your homework?
I forget. I feel like there's a podcast.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Is it a band?
It's a podcast?
I don't know.
Straight
Let me see. Straight no chaser.
It's straight, but there's no chaser. Yes, there is.
Oh, it's an a cappella band.
Yeah,
you know it.
One of their songs.
Of course, he's an a cappella guy. Why are you acting? All?
You knew it.
He's acting all coy over there.
You knew it, man. That's impressive. That's awesome. You an a cappella guy? I know you doing that.
No, he's a barbershop quartet.
The barbershop.
Yeah, I can see that, dude.
Totally.
December 6th, comedian Ken Jeong, who is hysterical.
Super funny.
He's great. December 12th, Get the Lead Out, a Led Zeppelin tribute.
You going to try that again? Or
No, you made fun of me last time. I'm not doing it.
You need cooling, baby. I'm not fooling. I'm going to send you back to schooling. It's too falsetto and high for me. I can't reach it.
that was
I'm
worse
better
than what
off.
I did.
That was weird. I liked yours better. I didn't think yours was
You
bad.
could do a cashmere. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face.
Ooh, there you go.
November 26th, comedian Joey Diaz. October 4th, Kansas.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
October 25th, Almost Queen.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Get away from me, man. Every time he does that, he gives me the creeps. November 21st. Air Supply.
I'm all out of
Love, I'm so lost without you.
I knew you were right.
ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, Andrew, direct us here.
I'm directing. Our doctor is here.
We have, terrific. Dr. Matthew Pepe joins us. We love talking to our Rothman doctors in the injury report every week. Let's welcome Doc on. Dr. Matt, how are you, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
Oh,
what's up, Doc?
Happy Red October, Doc.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man? How do you feeling with it?
I'm feeling all right. I'm doing okay.
You know?
How you guys doing?
I feel good. I mean, it's an epic matchup. The Dodgers are great. Like, we know that. But I think this team's I think they're different from last year. I think they have good DNA, Doc. I think that, you know what, they've hit late in games, and the way to beat the Dodgers is at their bullpen, right? To go attack their pen. So I'm feeling good, Doc.
So am I. I am. I have a good positive feeling about it.
I love it. I love it.
Go.
All right, let's talk about the injury of the week. Obviously, you don't treat Tyreek Hill, but he suffered a dislocated knee. Nasty, right? Like just a nasty injury, ligament tears. What's involved? When you see the extent of that, he got carted off the field. What's involved with that, Doc?
Did you see the injury? Did you see the replay?
I saw it.
Yeah, everybody saw it.
Yeah.
So it's obviously it's not your standard ACL, right?
No.
Because he didn't limp off. He didn't.
No, I had an ACL. That's not that. It was not.
So it's a knee dislocation. So by definition, there's more than two ligaments torn. And I don't know anything about it, but he tore his ACL. I hear by reports, and then he tore another ligament. So he either tore his PCL and one of his collateral ligaments, his LCL or his MCL.
The PCL goes over the kneecap or behind the kneecap?
The PCL goes behind the ACL.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they run right behind one another, and we kind of call them the central pivot of the knee.
Right.
So the knee dislocation, you tear one of those two or both. And then usually the LCL or the MCL, or sometimes in a bad situation, you get both. And they talked about how they were happy they didn't have to do another surgery. Did you hear about that on the news?
Yeah.
Which means the swelling probably wasn't horrible, and they could fix everything they could do his ACL and whatever else was torn, they could do that at the same time. So that's really good news for him. That speeds his recovery.
Well, what is the recovery period for something that dramatic?
Well, this is more than an ACL. So typically it takes at least a year to recover from this. And it's a slower, we protect their weight bearing longer, 6 to 8 weeks, we protect them in a brace, so longer than an ACL. We progress to rehab a little slower to allow the collaterals and the PCL, whatever else was injured, to heal. And he could have torn his meniscus at the same time, or the articular cartilage. So there's other things that could have been damaged with a severe injury like this. So it's a slower recovery. You're looking at least a year to return to play. And the return to play rate with an injury like this is less than an ACL.
And then you got to factor in his age, which is he's up there, and what made him great, which is his speed and explosiveness.
Right, his wheels. I mean, the guy was elite.
Yeah.
But he will recover because of that faster. So the more elite the athlete, the better and quicker they recover. But still, there's a chance that this could be career ending.
Yeah.
In somebody in his age group with the severity of this injury.
Yeah. I mean, you see it and guys, if you're not like having the capability to get back to where he was, I mean, that seems to be a long shot, no?
I don't know about
or anywhere close to it.
I don't know if I'd put money on it, Dan.
Yeah, I got you, brother. Yeah, I got you.
But the medical staff there is great. Trainers in Miami they're really top notch. So they'll maximize what he has, and there's a chance he could get back to not 100%, but close, and get back on the field because he's such a good athlete. There's a chance he could make it.
Hey, just injury move. I just want to go to baseball real quick. Turner's back, right? So it's the hamstring. We know about that. He's back. Obviously, they need him. The hamstring, it's always like an issue, right? Like it's always now. He looks good for. I know, and you don't treat him. So this is not about Trey himself, but just the hamstring by itself. How do you monitor this thing?
Well, the strength and conditioning and athletic training staff, the Phillies will follow him, and they'll have him on a hamstring program daily, strengthening, stretching, explosiveness, just to make sure prevent another injury. But these things linger all year, and it's going to be something he's going to have to baby through the playoffs, so it doesn't come back.
One thing I was thinking about the other day is with pitching and pitchers, and you saw Crochet throw 117 the other day, and then on the flip side in the Yankees game, Fried was pulled after 100. And there's always this kind of, the century mark when it comes to pitch count, and there's this kind of pervasive nervousness when you go beyond and eclipse it. How do you line up, just in general, with pitch count and looking at how far you go and how far you push it in a game?
A part of it is where the team is in the wild card or fighting to make the playoffs. So they may push the pitch count if they're in a last ditch effort to make the playoffs, right? But if they're in the beginning of a series, they would keep it around the century mark so they don't overuse that pitcher. So it's a balance.
How much risk is there? Because you always think listen. Especially throwing. You're always throwing, right? You're always is another 12 to 15 pitches going to put you in that much peril?
It's a risk. It's a risk benefit analysis, like everything.
Yeah.
Right. The more you play football, the more you play baseball, the more exposure you have, the higher risk you have to getting injured. Now, back in the day, there were no pitch counts, right? Guys would throw 9 innings, no problems. You remember?
Oh, I remember. I mean, Steve Carlton used to use the Gus Heffling technique of twisting his fist through a bucket of rice, and somehow that worked, Doc. I don't know. I got my Massimo doing that every day through the bucket of rice, dude. Come on, let's go. Get it through the bucket of rice.
If that's what it takes. Hey.
Hey, Doc, we love hanging with you, man. You are terrific. I can go anywhere with you, and you'll follow. You're the best. You know everything about everything. So we love when you hang out with us.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
What are you doing for the games?
I'm just going to watch at home.
Yep.
Yeah. Get a beer and watch at home.
Let's go, man. Red October, brother.
Go, Red October.
I love it.
Go Phils.
Go Phils, brother. Great seeing you, Doc. Always.
All right, guys. Take care.
Here he is, Dr. Matthew Pepe. He's fantastic. He's a University of Penn guy. Our Rothman doctors, we
Fellow
love
Quaker, nice.
hanging out with our Rothman docs all the time. And we love hanging with this man who's be coming up shortly. He is, of course, Baldy. It's a Baldy Friday. And at 11, a little bit after 11, we will visit with the skip, Charlie Manuel, to kind of get his thoughts on the series, kind of how you play. He's the same guy who identified Broxton as a weak link. Remember, the Phillies and the Dodgers, the Phillies owned the Dodgers in that era, right? 2 series, they beat them. So the Phillies have owned the Dodgers during that period.
They've done pretty well recently, too.
Well, playoffs. Then we're talking playoffs now.
Playoffs.
It's different, man.
Playoffs.
Come on, bro. All right, let's go to our man, the one, the only, Baldy. There he is, the legend. What's up there, superstar? You ready?
Man.
You ready?
I mean, is this just a sportsman's paradise?
Yes.
What we saw last night, whether it's baseball, that Thursday night.
I know you were watching Slitter last night because you got a soft spot for the Yankees.
Yeah, of course I do. I mean, Yankee Stadium was rocking, man. I didn't want to see him get bounced by those stinking Red Sox.
That's right.
I mean, if I was in the stands with the Red Sox, I'll be fighting them too.
Yeah.
But you've got to fight for your pride. Fight for the pinstripes, man. I want to see Yankees and Phillies in the World Series, man.
Yes, that would be awesome. How about that kid? That kid grew up a Red Sox fan, a huge Red Sox fan. And he just took center stage at Yankee Stadium, and he was throwing fire, man, fire.
Yeah. If you're going to save a performance, for the postseason, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it, man. Because, you talked about it before, but these 3-game series make you nervous as hell.
Oh, my God.
It just can't do best of 3, man.
It's terrible. Terrible. I mean, even the best of 5. Like, you have arguably the best matchup in the entire postseason. Like, Phillies-Dodgers could be a World Series type of matchup with the 2 heavyweight rotations, the big-time stars on either side of it, right? You're going to have
back and forth across the country.
Exactly. All the from Hollywood to Phillywood, right? You're going to have all the celebrities, Philly fans, the big actors that'll be there. LA's LA. And it's a great theater. It's 5 games, man. 5 games.
I know. It's too short, but it's going to be. It just maximizes every game. How important every pitch, every inning, every decision. Like, it's all going to get magnified. It's why the hunt for Red October, man. There's nothing more exciting except for that football game last night.
Yeah, well, that was a great game. We'll get to that game in a minute, but there is. I always say this, like, football in the regular season is so good, right? It's the greatest regular season sport, and it really doesn't change much in the playoffs. You have better teams, so better matchups, but the intensity is always there, right? It's football, man. That's why we watch every game.
Yeah.
Baseball's different. Baseball is such a dramatic difference. Even hockey, right? And basketball. Like, when you're in the playoffs, man, every rush up ice or every pitch, like, you see it, man. You feel the adrenaline and the nerves spike.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's all the emotions are on display, and everybody can feel it. You can feel the tension, the decisions, the look on the faces. To see Chisholm come around, and score on a plate the other day, on perfect
from first base. Yeah.
perfect throw from the plate, but he slides on the outside of the plate, away from the tag. Like, just the level of intensity is unreal.
Yeah, it's great. It's just great theater. Great theater. Week 5 has began last night in L.A. And first of all, Mac Jones, I'll say it again, I felt like I was watching him in Alabama. He was spectacular and banged up. I mean, we want to talk about gutsy. My God, what a game he played last night.
I remember talking to Mac after his rookie year at the Super Bowl in L.A., and I said, when I watch you come to the sideline sometimes, Mac, your eyes are closed. Like, it looks like you're in deep meditation. And he goes, I am. That's what I do. And that's what he does. Like, he clears his head. He's not looking at video. He's not talking to coaches. He literally just sits there to clear out his head. He took a shot from Byron Young last night. I don't know how he got up.
Oh,
like that rib shot.
Oh, my
God.
That
shot was a full speed.
Yes.
Right tactical speed. Full speed shot right to his ribs. And gets drilled into that turf.
I'll be honest with you, I would have threw a flag on it.
Blood or what?
Yeah.
But like that's a knockdown right there. Like, most guys don't get up from that.
It was funny. I would have thrown a flag on it because I thought he landed purposely on top of him with all his weight. Like, I mean, that was a nasty. And he gets up. It was wild. Like, it was a great game. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was just a great football game. Listen, the Rams have a million chances to win it, right? Like, you fumble at the goal line.
You kept waiting for him. And look, I mean, it's a great job by Shanahan. He's got, everybody saw the roster, how depleted it was. He's got guys, I didn't even know if they were on the roster. Trevor Gibson recovers the fumble. I'm like, who the hell is Trevor Gibson?
Yes.
Where'd he come? Oh, practice squad kid, just got pulled up, recovers the fumble. Alfred Collins, I'll tell you a story. This Alfred Collins is from Austin, Texas, went to University of Texas, right? So my buddy is running a flu clinic in Austin, Texas the other day. And Alfred Collins' father, Bernard Collins, is in there getting a flu shot. So my buddy puts his dad on the phone to me. Hey, Baldy, this is Alfred Collins' dad. What do you think of Alfred? I'm like, he played like dog shit the other day. Like, he didn't pursue the football. Like, the effort was bad. Like, it made me mad. And his dad was like, oh, okay. I kind of agree, Baldy. Next thing you know, his son's winning the game for him last night, getting the ball out of Kyron Williams' hands. Oh,
that's awesome. That's a great story, man. That's fabulous. Yeah, watching those offenses, man, Shanahan and McVay are just ridiculous. They're great. They're just great coaches, man. Great scheme.
These are great coaches. And you're going to see one. You're going to see one on Sunday.
Yeah.
You between McVay, Shanahan, and Sean Payton, everybody can talk about whatever's going on with the Eagles offense. You see these three guys dial up offense. You're like, they're just different. The playbook never ends. It's just that the playbook never ends. And then on a short week, to be able to execute and install this stuff when you got to do it. They had a shift last night in the goal line, and they threw a touchdown to McCaffrey, but they lined up in I formation. They do a shift where Tongas, is out wide receiver. McCaffrey's in the slot. Juice is the running back, and they run their sprint left option, and McCaffrey catches the touchdown. I'm like, that's a great play because all the deception in the world is, okay, I formation, we're going to just go plunge right here. And then they shift out of it. It's like the level of detail on all these plays. Like, honestly, I've been sitting here all morning looking at this stuff.
It's awesome. And you brought up Peyton from the other night. And I mean, you talk about how brilliant getting the ball to his backs, like making that a weapon. Like, it's one thing, you got Cortland Sutton, who's terrific and everything, but the way he gets the ball to his running backs are amazing.
Yeah, but if you look at the touchdown by R.J. Harvey,
like
a lot of your play call is based on the predictability of what you think the defense is going to do. So he spreads you out, right? And Harvey is coming out of the backfield, and he does a bunch of shifts in motion, and the quarterback is just it's like reading the email. Like, okay, so Bo Nix is just reading the email here, and it's the perfect play against an anticipated blitz zero. They're not going to have enough defenders.
No.
And they didn't.
No.
They rushed 7.
Yeah.
Harvey comes out of the backfield, and your son could have thrown the touchdown
Yeah.
to RJ.
Yeah.
It's a floater.
Yeah.
But like that play call in that spot against the anticipated blitz zero, it's just brilliant.
It is brilliant. It really is. It's brilliant stuff. And that is what is needed with the Eagles. A little bit more of that is needed with the Eagles, especially now. Again, you're going up against a great defense of like that secondary. Let me ask you a question. How do you think Peyton? How do you think they go Surtain on Devontae? I would put him on Devontae and bracket AJ and keep saying, hey, try to fit it through that window because you've been struggling at it.
Well, he Vance Joseph is defense coordinator.
Yeah.
And they run every style of coverage that there is.
Yeah.
They can bracket. They like to put Surtain on your number one a bunch, but not always. Then they'll put him on it, and you think he's on him, and then they're dropping his own.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of deception to what they do.
No, Vance Joseph is a good DC.
Last year, they lead the league in sacks right now. I mean, those two guys coming off the edge in Jonathan Cooper and Nick Benito.
Yeah.
Like those, and they're a big 5-man rush team.
Yeah.
Where they get 5 one-on-ones, and they got 5 guys that can win one-on-ones. So that's part of it. They play a variety of coverages behind you. But Surtain loves the challenge of, an elite receiver. And so in fact, I think I saw a stat yesterday that he's had more one-on-ones against your number one receiver than any other defensive back. So AJ's going to see him a good deal.
How about when you look at the Eagles and defensively, I mean, you got to feel a little bit better. I enjoy watching Eagles defense, right? Like other than the 2 rookie breakdowns, which you expect, those kids are ballers. I love Jahad Campbell. I love Cooper, the way he tackles. I mean, that matchup is going to be great because, I think the Eagles defense will have a lot of success in stopping Denver.
I mean, look, I don't think anybody has a bigger play sheet than Sean Payton. Like, you just look at it on the side, like nobody has more plays. Like, and he has so many. It's not necessarily plays, but it's concepts. Like, how are we going to attack the 2-man side? What are we going to do in spread? Like, the concepts that he has, it just continues to evolve. And so he understands what the Eagles want to do and how they stop the run and what, like he's inside Vic Fangio's head. Vic's inside his head. It's like this back and forth. I mean, cliche, but this back and forth chess match. All right. If they're not getting pressure on Bo Nix, who also has tremendous athletic ability to run and take off with the ball, as much as any quarterback they've seen so far, you have to account for him. But, he's just a great, he just sees the game so well, Sean Payton. And then he wants everybody to see it the way he sees it. So personnel groupings, plays, concepts, down distance, situational football, like he's got all of that there. Like if the Eagles get to 5-0, it will be, no matter what happens, the receiver catches the ball or not. Like that's going to be, with this schedule that they've had, that's going to be some kind of accomplishment.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Would you lean into a little more RPO stuff to get this run game going?
Well, I think they've got to do something to unlock it, for sure. And so, but I think you still have to work on your basic concept of mid zone, outside zone, power. Like you still have to work on these basic concepts because at some point you need to know what runs you can rely on. Last year they ran power with Mekhi Becton and they ran counter trade with Mekhi being the lead guy, and they were really good. And sometimes the tight end trailed, sometimes lane trailed, but they ran that play over and over again, and they had great success with it. So I think there's different ways to run it, and RPOs is one way to sort of get the defense out of their look. But they're going to see a reduced front, DJ Jones on the nose, and John Franklin Myers and Zach Allen. Like they're good. They're really good up front. They play the run very, very well. And the thing about Denver is they have the exact same starting offensive line from a year ago and the exact same starting defensive line from the year ago. And they're the only team in the NFL that can make that claim.
Yeah. Man. This is a tough matchup, man. It's going to be a tough game. Real tough game.
Tough game.
Yeah.
Like, 2 weeks ago, they were booing the Eagles coming off the field against the Rams, and they opened it up in the third quarter, and they played catch up and they won the game. This could be that kind of, it could look ugly at times, but but I think this is a great, this is, there's some great games this week, Jacksonville, Kansas City, last night's game. This is a great game in Philly on Saturday.
Where are you headed this weekend?
I'm going to Cincinnati, Detroit, Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
And, I feel like I'm going to do a scout report for Detroit because
that's it.
Outside of that little blip against Green Bay week 1, they've been unbelievable.
Yeah. We were just talking. In fact, I had Mikey on, Garafolo, and we were just talking about Dan Campbell. I love Dan Campbell. I just think that dude is just a great football man. He just is.
Well, look, we're in the 105th year of the NFL, and there was a time when the NFL head coaches were the most colorful characters in sports. You go Buddy Ryan, you go Bill Parcells. Like they were the leaders, and then we kind of got away. We got these play callers and, all these mastermind offensive guys, and they don't really have much. Kyle Shanahan doesn't have much of a personality, But when you look at Dan Campbell, that's Mike Ditka. That's Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
That's those guys that just had an emotional command of the team, of the city, and it goes through them. And that's the face of that organization is Dan Campbell. Like, I miss those days of those kind of coaches.
I agree with you. It's funny. This is a weird week because there's not a ton of great matchups, right? Like, you look at it, the Giants and Saints.
Saints are actually favored.
Cowboys, Jets, Raiders, Colts, Dolphins, Panthers, Tampa, Seattle's interesting. Tennessee, Arizona, Washington, Chargers. Yeah.
The storyline in Tampa, Seattle is here's the 2018 draft of Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, the first and third pick.
Yeah.
And these reclamation projects, they both were in Carolina together, right? Yeah. The reclamation projects that they've become, it's just another shiny example of once you draft a quarterback, like nothing changes until you start building around that quarterback and never stop building.
Yeah.
And not just build, but you better have a stable organization. You better have a coach and general manager in lockstep together, the way Jason Light, Todd Bowles is, John Schneider, Mike McDonald, Howie Roseman, Nick. You better be in lockstep and the vision for the team, how you're going to draft for this team, how you're going to supplement free agency, how you're spending your money. Like, it just goes to show if you draft Baker Mayfield in a mess in Cleveland or Sam Darnold a mess in New York, and that's what's going to happen to these guys.
Yeah. You go into stability, right? Like having stability, a plan, a line, building an offensive line. Like we make these judgments on quarterbacks, and it's really unfair. You look at Mac Jones and how well he performs with Shanahan, right? You go, oh yeah, well that's the Mac Jones I remember from Alabama.
I remember seeing Mac Jones one day. The Patriots were awful at the end. They couldn't draft. They couldn't put a team together. It was terrible. And I remember one day they were playing New Orleans and they got shut out by the Saints at home. And I'm like, they could have had the ball 100 times. They weren't scoring. They didn't have a single playmaker. Now you put Mac Jones, and last year he was in Jacksonville. It was a mess. They fired a coach. It was a mess. Now he's in a stable place. Like, honestly, Carson, we'll see how Carson plays this week. But honestly, you could take any of these guys that have failed in other places and put them in McVay, put them in Shanahan, put them in O'Connell, put them in these stable places and watch them flourish.
Yeah. Hey, Baldy, sit tight. I got a treat for you. All right.
Okay.
It's we are in overtime. OT. We love our overtime. That's right. So, Baldy, I know how you feel about great coaches and managers and, great people. Well, we have a World Series champion manager on the line with us right now on the guest line. So why don't you hang and say hello to the great Charlie Manuel, the Skip.
Yeah.
Hello, Skip. Oh no, we don't have him. Oh, he's almost all right. Well, let him once he's there, we'll get Baldy because I love when Baldy's great with guys like, especially because you could talk any sport. That's why Baldy and we always love the meat locker because we could talk about any sport. And Charlie's a meat.
There's Charlie. Hello, Skip.
There he is. Say hello to Baldy, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
Yeah, I've been listening to it.
All right. Well, we'll give you a football fix before we get to some Red October baseball, Charlie. I know it's. I was watching last night, Charlie. I got to tell you, I'm in a sports bar. I'm watching the Yankees and Red Sox over here. I'm watching the Rams and 49ers, and I'm like in heaven. I'm in absolute heaven. I mean, there's nothing like playoff baseball, Charlie. Nothing. I mean, the tension, the decisions, every single pitch. It's like you're just got. I can imagine as a skipper, you're just completely tuned into just that, like every single decision.
Exactly. You got it right on. Hit the nail right on the head. Really.
Hey, Baldy, tell Charlie where you lived and what kind of beer you sold.
Well, I mean, I
at one point.
I lived in Minnesota. I was a vendor for the Minnesota Twins back with Rod Carew and Harmon Killebrew and Allison and Tony Oliva. I mean, I could give you the whole roster, right now. And who would be on the hill, in 1975. I would hitchhike down to Metropolitan Stadium and, make my $20 selling sodas and popcorn or whatever and watching baseball all summer long. It was awesome, Charlie.
Yeah, right. I was on the team from 69 to 74 for the Twins. I got sent out every now and then, but I was on the team at that time.
I brought that up for a reason, Baldy, because Charlie sold Ham's beer. That was his job in the off season.
That's a Twin City beer right there, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it wasn't expensive either. You get a 6-pack of Hams, you weren't even out $1.
Hey, Charlie, tell Baldy that you used to play football. In fact, you were a really good football player in high school, but you had to hide it from your dad.
Yeah, but my dad, he didn't understand about playing sports, and he'd been disciplined. He'd whip me before the game and everything like that. But football was a great sport for me, and I loved playing in high school because I never wanted to go pro in football.
Yeah.
Baldy, so he used to, his sister was a cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
He played football, but he had to be home at a certain time. And if he wasn't home at a certain time, he got a whooping, right? So he would get the belt. So he didn't tell him he was playing football. And then one time, his father came down and saw he was playing football, and he got the belt twice. But he didn't care.
Hey, I used to take my sister's whipping for her, and the next morning we'd get up and go to school or something, and she'd thank me for it and everything like that and hug me.
Take the hit off.
Baldy, we love you, brother. You're the greatest. All right.
Thank you, guys. Nice seeing you this morning, Charlie. Enjoy this month. It's going to be special. Thank you.
There he is. Go Phils, Baldy. Go Phils. There he is.
Go Phils.
The great Charlie Manuel. Skip, we not too long ago, you said that Jonathan Broxton was a guy to be had. I remember walking with you during the workouts, and you said, "Listen, Anthony Stairs is going to play a big role in this thing. I got him ready to go on Broxton." And he said also the pitch profile Jimmy Rollins against Broxton would work. You called that back. You called it back then. This Dodger pen now, Charlie, it can be had, right? Like this is the key?
I think you're right on. I think we got to get in the bullpen, and we got to be ready to go. That tomorrow when we play, I look for us to get Otani pitching. He's got a great stuff, and he throws hard, and he's going to be establishing his fastball early. And we got to make sure we get good balls to hit and not chase balls out of the strike zone. And keep our handling our adrenaline, like, and be patient as we can. And we'll get good balls to hit if we make him stay in the strike zone. If we start chasing balls out of the strike zone, his stuff is so good that we'll be in trouble.
You taught me well, Skip, because I told the same thing to him.
Yep.
I said the key is going to be you can't chase. You got to be disciplined.
Right.
You got to work counts, drive up the pitch count from Otani, right?
Exactly. We will. He'll be definitely come out and throw a lot of fastballs early, and he'll be trying to establish his fastball. We got to be short and quick and stay in the middle of the field. Actually, and we don't try to pull him because he's hard. His fastball is hard to pull, but we can get to him. Get to him if we stay short to the ball.
Is he the greatest player that you've ever seen?
I think when I watch him pitch, like it's too bad that he's been had health problems, because the last couple of years I think he could have really put up a big numbers with pitching. He's got a lot of talent, and I think people will really get excited about it when he pitches because of his hitting and stuff like that. He is a great player, but he's one of the great players I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was like, as a hitter, because you study hitting. I remember talking to you about, from Ted Williams through Barry Bonds and everybody in between. How is he like his just natural swing? How do you kind of assess it?
Actually, sometimes I think when I look at what he's not what you call a picturesque hitter, like a David Justice or somebody like that. He's more of a he goes out of the strike zone at times, and he doesn't look good balance wise, but he's got a lot of pop. He's got a lot of power. He's got a good knack for hitting the fat part of the bat, and he's absolutely amazing to me. I would try to pitch him up and in and stuff like that when I got ahead of him, but I would be very, very, very careful with him. He loves the ball up and away from me, like to hit it, but at the same time, I would crowd him. If I wanted to get ahead of him, I would want him to chase inside. I wouldn't give him nothing good to hit, of course, but sometimes the game dictates how you're gonna pitch to him. But he's a great hitter, great player, big, strong, very strong. Real hits balls the other way, and he looks like he just stay up.
He likes to extend his arms. The one thing
Yes.
That's what.
You can make him look bad, but you come right back and throw a pitch, and he'll look good on it. That's what I see.
How do you of our lineup, right? Like, who you feeling? Like, who do you like? Is it a Bryce series where Bryce comes up big? Is it JT, Schwartz? Like, who kind of, you always look at, they got great starters, right? And you always can identify a guy that you think's going to pop. Who pops for us?
I like Swarber and Harper against Otani because of the speed of his ball, the velocity on the ball. Both of those guys could definitely get to him. Turner can hit a good fastball too. But we get back to our team, the top of our lineup definitely is going to have to hurt Otani. We got to get some action at the top of lineup against Otani.
Do you who are you feeling? Anybody for the series? Like, you know what's amazing about them? I mean, their lineup is really deep. It's long, right? Like, you know, you start with Otani and Betts is hitting now, and you got Freeman, and you got Teoscar, and you got Muncy and Will Smith, and they go. But Kike is a guy that comes up big in the playoffs. Could that be Bader for us?
It could be. I mean, you never know until you get there. You know, like sometime the guy that's not supposed to hit, he hits good. And I've been really impressed with Bader because I saw him when he was with St. Louis and the Yankees, and I didn't really pay a lot of attention to him. He caught my attention when he came over to play for us because he plays good and it brings a lot of energy to the ballpark.
He's got balls.
Yeah, he's got some fight in him.
That's what I like. I think JT could play a big role in this series, right? I think, you know, I could see him having a big kind of moment.
Yeah, I can. JT, he can rise for the occasion. He'll keep his cool and he'll be fine.
Who do you like?
I like him too. I like our guys that I know could hit the good fastball, and that's the guys up at the top of the order.
It's, you know, it's interesting. Like Stott, I like Stott at the bottom, right? Kind of turn over the lineup. So if you hit Stott at 9, he can catch up to a fastball and gives you speed at the bottom, and he can turn the lineup over.
Yeah, Scott, in the last month or 2 months, he's been looking. He's been patient enough at the plate to look for balls in his strength. I've noticed that about him, and he's improved in his hitting, and he's dangerous. But I like him down in order. Like he'll turn the top of a lineup over with guys on base that way.
Yeah, I was just thinking real quick and maybe smile about your relationship with the Dodgers because you own them, right? You beat them twice in the playoffs. You had a score to settle from when you played there, when you were played for the Dodgers and left to go to Japan. I'm thinking about you and the Dodgers, and there's a good rivalry there.
Yeah, very good, real good. I love to beat the Dodgers.
I love it.
Hey, I was just thinking, you know, like when we got an off day, we was playing the Yankees in 2009 in the World Series, and I ate dinner with Lasorda at this restaurant in New York. And I told him, I said, we gonna kick the Dodgers' ass. He said, you'll never be able to do it twice. And so we did.
Take that, Tommy. Take that. Oh, that's beautiful. How would you go game 2? Would you like switching up the looks? Like, would you like Luzardo going at home or come back with Ranger after Sanchez?
I would, me personally, I'd probably bring Range back.
Yeah.
I would hear the second game, but because he's a little different than Sanchez, and he's got a great changeup, and if he's on, he's going to be real tough. If he's putting the ball where he wants to, he got his control and everything. He can be real tough.
I like the fact that we got the 3 lefties. I mean, again, because you got Otani, Freeman, Muncy. You know, that's matching up. Yeah. It's a good matchup. You know, having 3 lefties going against them.
Right. I'm a little bit worried about Betts because he's hot.
Yeah.
He got a swing back about a month ago, and he's been hitting real good.
Yeah.
He can be a force too.
Yeah. No, look at Teoscar the other night. He looked better. Like he was struggling and he hits a couple bombs and Hunter Green's good and they blasted Hunter Green.
Right, exactly. Right, yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, man. Well, we need you. You're going to be at the game tomorrow. What's your schedule?
Yes, I'm flying out of the Winter Haven this afternoon.
Yes,
nice.
I'll be in Philly. I want the Phillies to smoke the Dodgers.
Well, you're
I'm
the good
ready.
luck charm, man.
Yeah,
Like when you're in the building, man, it's all good.
Yeah.
All right, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You're the greatest,
Thank you,
brother.
man. Yeah.
We love you.
Should be a great series, Anthony. I think it actually this could be the World Series.
Yes. We were saying the same thing. What's your prediction?
I think we're gonna beat them. I think we'll get them. I'd say it's just gonna be about. We're gonna go maybe 5 games.
I like it. Game 5.
If we could get them in 4, it'd be better, of course. but I think we're gonna get them.
I love it. Well, let's get up here. All right, have a safe flight and get up here, and we'll see you at the yard, baby.
All right, Anthony. Thank you, man.
Love you, buddy.
Love you guys too.
Here he is, the skip, the great Charlie Manuel. Just seeing him and hearing his
Dude,
voice.
yeah, it's awesome.
He's such a treasure, man. We absolutely love
All
him.
right, Ranger it is game 2.
Listen, it's all he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
He's done it. Let's listen to him. Huh?
We have him?
No, who? What?
Oh, I thought we had Topper or something.
You said let's listen to him.
No, Charlie. Charlie's done it. Let's listen to him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was thinking you.
Yeah, I thought you
like,
said.
where's the video?
Yeah, I thought
don't
you
play
said
videos.
Andrew. I thought
I
Topper
thought you sent me
spoke.
something.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You got
Because
me.
you were like, let's listen to him.
Yeah, right?
Right? That was a cue to, like, play something.
Exactly. That's why I shut up. I was like, yes, waiting. I'm thinking, oh, here's Topper announcing the game 2 is going to be Ranger.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Wrong.
Gambler.
Thank you.
In case you missed it, this is the chant we want to get started at Citizens Bank Park. You ready?
Gambler.
Gambula. 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 That is gambler in Japanese. All right? So let us get that chant started at Citizens Bank Park. Cannot freaking wait! It's going to be awesome. Let's go back in the day.
Let's do it.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. Back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
All right, so Charlie brought up some names from the past. We'll do it a little bit. This rivalry goes back a long way. You know, so there's one infamous moment that always brings joy to my heart. Well, there's probably 2 that bring joy to my heart with this Dodger-Phillies rivalry.
I stay away from the 70s. They beat us twice in the 70s. Black Friday, right?
This is not from the 70s.
Thank God, because back in the Boa days, it was ugly.
Yeah, this is not from the 70s, but we're back. I mean, the segment is called Back in the Day.
Oh, I'm hoping it's 08 or 09.
No, it's earlier than that. We're going to save that stuff for later in the week. We got to save that for later in the week because the big moments from 08, 09 in this series happened.
Yeah, Victorino into the night. Joe Buck.
It happened in L.A. So when we go to L.A., we'll play some.
Okay,
of those. This is just fun and.
You mentioned Tommy Lasorda. Is that the Fanatic? Yes.
The Fanatic drove him nuts.
He hated the Fanatic.
Drove him nuts.
He wanted to fight him.
Look at the dolly guy with the gut.
Tommy trying to get that. You see the physique of the mannequin.
He's trying to take
the physique of the mannequin.
Is he going to move that over?
He's got good wheels, Tom.
He does. I'm surprised he didn't pull a hammy right there. Oh, that's great. That is awesome. One of the greatest ever. Oh, my God.
Hey, you also mentioned hams from Minnesota.
Yeah.
If you want to relive Charlie's days, have a little hams. 30 Franks and Kung Fu Necktie both sell hams, and they're like $2 for a pounder.
Really? 30 Franks and
Kung Fu Necktie.
Are you
I
really?
always get hams when I'm there, and they're super cheap. They're like $2 or $3 for 12, 16
Charlie
ounces.
sold them. It was his off-season job.
Well, now I'm going to have a better time. I usually think I'm just being cheap drinking it, but now I'm like, oh, it's just Charlie's beer.
I know I know their old stories, right? I know Baldy lived in Minnesota and worked at the stadium and sold sodas.
Yeah.
And Charlie sold beers.
Yeah.
I knew they'd have their Minnesota connection.
Yeah, it's great. It was good.
It's good stuff. All right, let's go around the horn. We got prediction time. Let's do it. First, Eagles.
Oh, Eagles? Yeah, that's 24-17. I think the Eagles are going to win.
Okay.
Well, I'm the opposite. I'm 24-17 Broncos.
Broncos, yeah.
Taking my score?
So, you know what? You can't pick against them until they actually lose because they've won 20-21.
I'm trying to be consistent.
When
we went through the schedule, this is my first loss.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it feels like
I had them winning this one.
It could be a loss. I'm going to say 17-16.
17-16. Man, that's a boring game. Oof,
I think it's going to be a boring game. 17-16 Birds.
Wow.
But I'll take the win and go 5-0. What are you looking for? What, fantasy points? You take it.
Yeah, I mean, you take the win, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, Phillies, man. Oh, game one.
He's got me thinking of Schwarbaum with the velocity.
Has to.
Right?
Profile. What did he say? Charlie said, short through the zone.
Yep.
Short through the zone. Who is it? That's Schwarber.
Yep.
Schwarber's short through the zone. Give him a fastball.
Yeah.
Come on, Gambula. Give him a fastball, man. Schwarbaum. I'm going to go Bryce. Bryce wins game one.
All right. Ooh. Close one.
I think they're losing. I think it's 3-2.
Ooh, a little late game 3 out.
Yes.
I like it.
Bottom 8. 3-2 Dodgers. Bryce. 2-run bomb. And then the Durantula comes in the ninth and closes it out. Phillies win game one.
Does he make a sweat? Does he? He's got.
Yes,
yeah,
he makes a sweat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Second and third, 2 outs.
Yeah.
And there's Muncy at the plate.
Love it.
And he strikes him out.
Love it.
And the Phils take game one. Whew.
If that happens, I won't even remember Saturday night.
I know. It'll be
That'd
great.
be crazy.
That'll be awesome.
That would
All
be crazy.
That's going to do it for us, everybody. Enjoy it. Red October commences. We love you guys. We'll see you on Monday. Go Phils.
Go Phils. And Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.